Hi guys, so not been on in a while. It feels like I've not been on in forever. Um, don't know how long I'm going to be here. I think I'll set a wee timer and I'll probably ignore it. Oh, it's 2222. So all the twos in the house. Oh, thank you, whoever liked that. Unless it's my twin flame's higher self because there's nobody here and there's two people that liked it because that that's happened when I was doing the videos before. How interesting. Or some ghosty spirits like someone's liking it. I liked it and then someone else liked it. And nobody was watching. So what's that all about? Again, I think it's YouTube shit, but it's funny. Yeah, it feels like I've not been live for ages, so I can't remember the last time I went live. Probably was only like 2 nights ago or something, but fuck knows. So yeah, I'll set a wee timer and probably ignore it because that's what I usually do, but we'll just set one for 30 minutes and see how it goes. It's not a huge problem if I'm on for an hour or so. 90 minutes is the usual. Hello, Dion. How are you doing? So yeah, I think I would like to just be 30 minutes, but we'll see how it goes. So we're in the full moon and Leo energy still. It's Virgo moon right now though, so not as crazy. That's about health, healing, your everyday routine, rituals, tidying up. It's a great time to declutter. Are you still decluttering, Dion? I know that I'm sure you were one of the people that said you were doing that at some point. Lots of people have been saying that to me over the last few days. I need to do that. I always need to do that, but and thank you to Michelle because I've got Greece too. Actually, do you know what? I might do that if I'm not too tired when I get off of it. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm not watching. I can't even be watching Greece too. My neighbours would hate me. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll leave that for tomorrow. But yes, thank you because that was Michelle was like treat yourself. I think that was when I was exhausted at the weekend, so that just arrived. Oh, there's our card. Protest, start a revolution. Well, that's certainly what my soul. Well, I don't know about a protest. Yeah, no, it is. You know what I mean? I'm all about the revolution. It's like stand up to the crap that isn't right. And I think, not to be too controversial, but we're going right on in there, aren't we? And the last degrees of Aquarius season, it wouldn't be right if the rebel with a cause me didn't say a little bit about that. I have my energies been low definitely yesterday. I'll be honest, I was actually crying my eyes out. I think it was a couple of weeks ago when I saw something about even the hint that I think it had said that vulnerable children were going to be getting the offered the thingamajigger, and I was crying my eyes out. And then yesterday I saw that that's been encouraged to children aged 5 to 11. So like I won't say too much of it because I can feel I'll probably start crying again. But I knew that time was going to be coming, and horrifies me, absolutely horrifies me. And again, there's reasons for it. If you've actually looked into that deeply, and I'm even talking, even if you believe that works for adults, if you've looked into what they were saying about no way giving that to kids, why are they suddenly saying to do it now? But anyway, I've never believed it was all right for adults either, so we'll just stay off that topic. Protest, start a revolution, but not because I'm not prepared to talk about it, it's because I'm not too sure around what I don't know about anyway. So right, 28th of oh yeah, so the last day of the month might be significant. 28th of February, because there's a 28 on this card. There's 3 women on this card. There might be something to do with that, or it might be something to do with standing up for things that you don't think is right, whether this is something that's unjust in your personal life or something in the wider world, because that's what Aquarius is, as we're in the last of Aquarius season. We're about to move into Pisces season, which is unconditional love, soulmates, absolutely twin flame, the Notebook type kind of love. But it's also blurry boundaries. So, be very aware of that. You might have already been noticing people pushing your boundaries already. Like it's definitely a theme that I've noticed with clients, myself, just yeah, just it's been coming up, and it'll trust me, for the next month, I bet you that'll be the one thing in the collective that keeps coming up about what's your boundaries, like the people pleasing and just over giving and all of that. So, but again, it is kindness and unconditional love too. So it's nice to be kind, but make sure you're being kind to yourself as well. So let's read this. Hello, Charlotte. How are you doing? Yes, I know, because I said it when I came live. Yep, still feeling cluttering mentally and physically. Very timely, just been talking this evening about standing up for things and I'm not agreeing with. Well, there we go. Yeah, protest, start a revolution. So, right. And so I've used this deck. Now, it's unusual that I would have done 3 recorded readings in one day back to back, but that is what I've done today. So that is one of the main reasons why, along with the fact that it feels like I've not been live for a while, that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to go live tonight, because I'm intrigued to see if the same sort of energy appears for the collective, because with the 3 readings that I've done back to back, there was very much, because it's anonymous, I could share, there was, unless anybody comes on the live and they want to share that it was their reading, I mean, that's different, but it's kind of like there was a theme of restriction coming up, like, you know, people feeling restricted by something. And what I felt is security is just like, I don't know why I started shuffling them, but security has just come up, so we'll put it beside it. But there's something about like people still feeling restricted by karmic situations. So whether this is you know, romantic karmic situations, but more today, I kind of felt like it was either past romantic relationships whereas you're not with the person anymore, but they're still affecting you, or it more felt like work situations, or just kind of like things that weren't as obvious. And this is what I've been saying to a lot of clients over the past sort of month or so, is as well as the obvious people that in your life that is a karmic situation that's ran its course, there's less obvious ones. Like, again, like if something just kind of irritates you, like a situation, or like a person, you know, like I was working with a client a couple of weeks ago, and I was just kind of like, is there anyone in your life you can think of that is like, you know, when they pop up, you're like, oh God, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, but I mean like, oh God, in the way that it's like all the time, like it's, you know, too much. And it was a kind of situation where, yeah, someone was just every day, you know, at their energy, and it's think about it, if that's somebody that you like adore and love, just, well, actually, I was about to say, if it's adore, love, and trust, and they're a genuine person in your life, even they would annoy you from time to time. Be honest. I used to say that to one of my best friends all the time. I was like, I must annoy you at certain points. And she would always say that I didn't, but I would always say, I don't believe you. And I definitely, you know what I mean? It's everybody annoys someone at some point. And that's why I'm always very transparent about what kind of mood I'm in. You know what I mean? Like it's, and more often than not, I'm going to be in, I wouldn't say a good mood, because I am honest when I'm like, you know, when there's heavier energies in the collective, but it's not going to be unlikely that I'm going to be like, you know, having a breakdown on the thing, because it's like when I'm kind of really in a sad place, I hermit and I retreat to heal. But I have been on, when, you know, definitely on Facebook lives in the past, like I've cried and stuff, and it's and these are the ones where I always get people being like, thank you so much for, like, yeah, this is exactly what I'm going through. So, but it is this kind of vibe of yeah, like just wherever there's still situations where you're being too nice about something, or too understand, or giving too much of your time, and you're kind of, maybe a lot of people would avoid speaking their truth out of feeling a bit awkward. It's like you're being guided to even sort out that shit, because the way I say it to someone is, the more you avoid speaking your truth anywhere, you're just keeping yourself from your blessings, and it's really not worth it. As I've got creativity, as I was shuffling them, right, I'm going to put them down because I wasn't planning on using them, but obviously spirit was. Right, I'm going to read this. So if I haven't seen, if I'm not reading out comments and stuff, it's just because, like I say, I don't want to be here like hours and hours. I don't mind if I'm here like 90 minutes or something, but I've set a timer, and I'm just putting on the TV so that I can see. Well, that does look good. Right, the mess in the background doesn't, but that's fine. That's realistic for me. Right, I tried my best to keep the aesthetics all right, but The mask has slipped. The mess is in the show. That's fine. I don't care. It's me. I love me unconditionally. And this is, see, I'm already getting into the Pisces energy because that's what that's about. Oh, that's why I needed the phone there, because I can read the comments easier. Oh shit, what just dropped? I'm not picking that up. My hair's like fucking made like a mushroom. Right, so why was I looking at that? What am I doing? Right, here. There. Then I can read the comments easier. Oh shit. Oh, we've gained a subscriber who just joined in the last me being on here. How exciting. Right, look, we're 3 away. Wait a minute, why does it say 247 on there and 246 on computer? How can that be? Oh, fucking hell, man, this just makes up its own mind. Anyway, I'll be losing people with how controversial it's been at the start. All right, bye, see you later. If you can't handle somebody not agreeing with your position, then you're going to have a hard time in life because not everybody agrees. Right. I have to put up with really having a lot of people not being on the same page with me, but I'm still surviving. Right, just. Right. Yes, I need sleep too, my mum says. What was that bit to? Can't even remember what I said. Right, so I'm going to read. So like I say, if a theme comes up here about restrictions or people feeling held back in some sort of way, or just exhaustion was coming out with a lot of people, but that's not a surprise. That is the energy with this full moon. It really is quite exhausting. And it's funny because Leo moon is my favorite moon sign, but it wasn't bad for me, but it wasn't like amazing either. It was more uncomfortable. There was a lot of squares going on in my chart. Right, so start a revolution. You've been looking around and noticing that the world is often unjust. Ain't that the truth? But you're not sure what to do about it. Like cattiness, you need to be the first spark of your own revolution. Educate yourself, stand up for yourself. Yeah, you see, so this is the theme is already that spot on with what my client readings have been, because it has been you need to stand up for yourself, even where it's awkward, or and it's kind of like it's the type that I am in human design, the generator. What does your sacral chakra say? If you're not wanting to do it, there's your cue. And you don't need to be a generator in human design. You don't even need to fucking know what human design is. You can go and look it up if you want, or if you want to learn more from me in a session, I can help you with that. Or there's people that solely specialize in that as well. But I use that with my coaching clients when it comes into it. What does your sacral chakra tell you? Like, what do you have a strong, oh yeah, I really want to do that, or is it I don't want to do that? Because with that specific type that I am, if you don't want to do it, you're not meant to do it. You got to listen to yourself, you know what I mean? And if you do it just because you're being a nice person, which literally is how I lived my life up until probably like the last sort of few years, like, and then even when I thought I wasn't living my life like that, I bet I still was. It's like I certainly fucking am it now, and the people are dropping like flies because people don't like it when you're not giving them what they want. But again, you find out who's got your back, you find out who's genuine, you find out who's of integrity when you really stand in your truth. It's just not a lot of people can do that because it's scary. Stand up for yourself. Don't forget to stand up for others, whether or not you've shared your experiences. If you can speak up and do so safely, then do it. And it's quite interesting because thank you to that woman that and sorry, I can't remember your screen name, and like tell me your name and come and chat on the thing. This shy people come and talk only if you want to. I'm not forcing you. But that comment really, it touched my heart the last time you commented. And when I just caught that earlier, and then I just responded to you there saying thanks. It's like it's really lovely because it really just reminds me that, although I've got people sending me negative energy on the fucking daily, and not just one, like a couple, it's really lovely to know that there's people out there that aren't vocal yet. There's always potential. I've pulled a lot of people that speak up, that come on the chat now and again. Like I've helped them really find their voice. So it's like there's always hope. If me being a shy little kid can be sitting doing this, and again I often do revert back to shy little kid because I'm not wanting to be on the camera tonight, but it's anybody can suddenly find their voice. In fact, I've actually just thought of a client that I bet you she would actually come on and share the work that we've done together at some point, because she was that person that she was lurking on everything and loving it, and then we done a bit of work, and then she was just chatty Kathy, and she often does come on, that she might come on the live now that I'm talking about her. But it's that kind of thing where that woman commenting, because that's only the second time I've ever, seen something. It just reminded me of the people that aren't as vocal, that are agreeing with me, maybe not all the time, but you're agreeing with some of what I'm channeling. Again, it's not me, it's spirit that I'm channeling. It's and obviously I'll put my input as well, and it filters through me. But yeah, it's just what I'm trying to say is it's a nice reminder that there's people out there that agree and that really value the support, that aren't speaking up as well. And like I said, it's not always a done thing to be on the chat in a YouTube video. I'm aware of that. It's not everybody even knows that that's a thing. But I do feel, it's that a lot of people will, are sort of gravitating to places like this because they don't trust other ones. Not like this is like massively different, but what else was I going to say there? So yes, I'm just saying I appreciate you, lady, that commented. Sorry, I don't know your name. And I also appreciate everyone else that's like that. And like I've had many people say to me of late and all the time, haters are just a fan club, I like to call them a fan club. I'm not quite there with that. I've got Mars and Scorpio. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see them as my fan club. I just see them as people that really need to get a life if they're watching me sending me hate. Like, go and find a hobby. Anyway, sorry, not sorry. That's my shadow just making an appearance, speaking the truth. Right, so let's see what else wants to come out. Where can I put this? I can see. God, I can't put it there. My eyesight's terrible. Oh, that you weren't staying all night. Yeah, I need sleep too, my mum says. Yeah, well, famous last words, Charlotte. I mean, whenever I come on saying I'm going to be 30 minutes, people just take the piss, including Bridget. It's true, Bridget, but Bridget's always like 30 minutes. It's like, fuck off. It's never 30 minutes. I say it's going to be 30 minutes. Right, so what else do we need to know? What energy is in the collective right now? Well, the fact that I just gave a big sigh is probably saying it all. What other people think is none of my business. Exactly. But it is my business if they're sending me shitty energy, and it's it's like a buzzy beat. Like I say, it's just like a piss off. Right. With love. Always with love, but piss off. Right. So we're going to have a lot of that though, because like I say, Pisces season, it is going to be hard. Like, people are going to test your boundaries. And it's not people that, by the way, that's not always people that are like haters or anything. Don't like the term haters, but it's not people that are like, a lot of the time it's unconscious, because the 12th house is stuff like that. It's like just people that are desperately in need of your help, but they just don't, there's not really an awareness around what's asking too much of someone. Right, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. Yes, so there's great lessons going on for people right now. And I really do feel it is with that full moon in Leo. It did just feel like with the Venus and Mars conjunction right now as well, it just feels like you really are, because right, as well as, and I'll do a check-in on like love stuff as well, because I haven't done that for a while, but as well as that being about romance and twin flame union, where that wave of twins is ready for it, it is also about aligning your own energies, your own divine feminine, divine masculine. And for me, that is about what I'm talking about. It's about standing up for yourself. And actually, I'm going to keep this card there, because it's like, that's what that's about. It's like, where do you need to stand up for yourself? Where do you need to use your voice where you perhaps people haven't been used to you doing that before, or speaking up before? I feel we all need to do that somewhere. What else do you need to know? Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recall and power future thinking. Yeah, because this is the future. Like the future is the new earth energy, and it's already happening. Like, has anyone noticed? Because everyone that I've spoke to, like clients and even like people that aren't really, well, weren't really into this as much, are starting to be into it, you know, it's kind of like so for me, it's hard to explain because I've always been like this, right? I've always felt the text or I felt the call before I get it, and it's but it's faster. It's even faster than before, and with everyone, like it's always really full on strong with people I've got a close bond with. But even like people I haven't, like it's kind of like, yeah, it's like anything. I can, yeah, I just tune in to, but it's the telepathy is really, really heightened right now. So even if it was a bit strong for you before, it'll be getting stronger, it already is. Things like this. But also it's like you're getting your, you know, the downloads are coming in stronger in your dream time, you're daydreaming. Like today when I was walking by the sea, that was quite fast, and that I got the vision, and then as soon as I came in and then I pulled the cards, I pulled out Evil Queen. Actually, I was going to read that because where's that book? Yeah, because I pulled, that was quite interesting that I was guided to talk about the, and my hands just went to the page. Was guided to talk about you can recognize when someone is karmic in your life, because when you do eventually move away from them, if you've, you know, distanced yourself from people that you recognized were posing a bit of a challenge in your life for whatever reason, or you should notice that you suddenly are able to, like for me it was like as soon as like I was away from situations like that and I was with a few people, like suddenly like the clutter that I wasn't able to tidy up, I was able to tidy up like Mary Poppins or Clary Poppins. And like situations with work that that I think I was procrastinating about and stalling on, I was suddenly able to put things out, like put more offers out, and I'm like, what the fuck's that all about? And it's just, and this is a theme I've seen with other people as well. So that is a big indication of, for whatever reason, it might not have been that way the whole time, but it's like something has ran its course and it was, you know, holding you back. So, and it's you to notice that, you know, like it's kind of, that's a very counselor sort of thing to say, but it's true. It's like, in truth, like nobody sort of does something to us, like we allow them, you know. So you got to take personal responsibility for where have you allowed yourself to be treated like that. And that's kind of what I feels like coming through about stand up for yourself. Like you do have to, but again, that's hard because I always get a vision of, I've been getting lots of visions of like someone trying to get the energy to get the strength to speak up, and then they get knocked down again by life. And that has been coming up in client things as well. So, but it's the first step of doing something about it is recognizing the problem, and that's different for different people. But say for instance, they're giving me an example of, if you've recognized that there's like a string of people in your life or one person in particular that you're always like, oh, that's all right, it's them though, they don't mean it, I'll just, you know, I'll just put up with it because it's them. Or oh, they're just, you know, larger than life character, you know, you get all that kind of shit. It's just an excuse. Why are you letting that person away with it, but you wouldn't stand for it with someone else? Like, what is that all about? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to address that. Right, and that is the future, is that anybody that has not got true intentions for whatever reason, we're going to be able to suss them right away. Like, so that superpower that I've got, that's part of my gift, everybody's going to have that. Like, we're going to be able to read each other's minds. It's already happening. And it's like, you're just, you know, it's like, you'll be able to feel that, nah, that person's not telling me the truth. So you'll see it, it will happen. You heard it here first, or maybe fifth or sixth or whatever, but I'm telling you. So, Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. Someone in your life is mistreating you. You keep trying to see the good in them. See how that just tied in, that I was on a, well, it sounded like, let's face it, it sounded like a rant, but I was a channel in the collective energy I'm picking up for the people that are going to resonate with this. And it's kind of like, and then it just flowed beautifully into that card. And that was because that was what I pulled for today. Someone in your life is mistreating you. You keep trying to see the good in them, but they just keep disappointing you again and again. And again, with what I was channeling there, like, it's not like this has never happened to me. I have done this too. I have made the same mistakes, but I call them divine mistakes, because if you didn't make these mistakes, you wouldn't be who you are today. But once you recognize, it's so funny, I'm watching my hand move about. Once, it's like a fucking music conductor, but it's like, once you recognize the unhealthy pattern, and by the way, that isn't always even enough. I can think of many situations in my life where I did recognize it were unhealthy. I did recognize the pattern, but I would make excuses for certain people in my life. Oh, that's just who they are. Well, they don't mean it. They don't realize they're hurting me. It's, you know what I mean? So it can take a while for you to really accept it and do something about it, and either put the boundaries in where you don't see that person as much and you're not allowing them to treat you like that as much, or depend on the situation, you might just be done there because it's this situation has been created and it's going to be hard to change it. It'll be different for different people, and that's where I could help you in a session. But truth is, some people don't deserve second chances. God, that flowed beautifully into that as well. As difficult as it may be, this is your sign that you need to cut them loose. Fucking hell, I've never read this one before. Unfollow them and block their number. That was a message for someone. That was a message for someone, and that's, wow, that's crazy. It's time to move on. Do whatever it takes to find some inner peace, for it's just as precious as gold. I'm going to find you the card because you might not have seen that shorts that I put out today, but if that resonated, go and find the shorts and then fit there it is. Look, see, it's a strong message because it's not that far away. Evil queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. So who in your life is an evil queen? Or it could be an evil king. Oh, shite. Doesn't need to be a female, but if that's resonating with you, really take in what's coming through from spirit. Because if this is a collective message, it's going on for a few people. And like I say, this is literally what's been coming out all of today. Thank fuck, I can safely say I have located everyone in my life that was like that for me. But you never know, there might be more lurking, but I don't feel like it because I had it pretty bad. Right, so I had it pretty bad, and then I had it pretty bad some more just when I thought I'd had enough. I bet you there'll be people out there that can resonate with that too. Right, so what else do we need to know about this? This is about knowing your worth. And I mean, I'm really shocked at that one that's saying about the doing that, because that actually is going to be very helpful to someone I know. Yes, observe what somebody says in your life and their actions, and then go inwards to seek the answers. And also assess whether this is even worth stressing out about and overthinking about, because some of you have got that coming in. See, and look, see how that I've taken away the one that's like karmic energy and coming together. Like some of you have got unions coming in. And if you allow situations in your life to weigh you down and stress you out, rather than confronting your shadow and staying in illusion, not addressing where there's people that get on your tits, or energy vampires, or, and it's not like you don't cut out everybody that gets on your tits, because again, like I say, people that we love a lot can get on our tits from time to time. So it's if it's a pattern of, you know what I'm talking about. We've all been in situations where you're like, I really don't want to go and meet that person, or I don't even want to do this. This isn't fun for me, or this isn't fun for me anymore. Like that's hard. That's hard to face that when you're in that place, but you do have to face it. And we've all been there at some point, and some of you are there right now, because the Leo full moon is like screaming at you to follow the fun, to follow your joy, to follow your heart, to do what makes you happy and be with those who make you smile. And then the love can come in. a huge amount of love, new beginnings in love. And your heart will be bursting because you'll only have people around you that love you and you love them, and you don't need to second guess their intentions. So where can you change your focus to bring about more of those connections in your life? Who's this punk? Mokana M. Nara. Charlotte, can you click on that person, please? Or I'll get it in a minute. Because what will make you happy? What will bring back your power? Solar plexus. That came out for a client today. So look at that. We've got heart chakra and we've got solar plexus. Follow your heart and follow the fun. That is Leo. Leo is the heart. It's the child. It's the inner child. It's the house of fun. House of fun, house of sex, house of children, for obvious reasons. Whatever it is, it's whatever fun is to you. Are you having enough fun? If not, why not? I think it's time to end the lesson of not having enough fun. Oh my God, as the alarm goes off, hilarious. Time's up. If you don't do something about it, Spirit's going to bring a tower moment if it didn't already. Like the tumbling tower. How creepy was that at the bottom list there? That somebody's chucking out a game called the Tumbling Tower. It's like a cheap imitation of Jenga. But Tumbling Tower. I was like, holy shit. And then I saw somebody else had channeled something and they called it like the Crumbling Tower. And I was like, that's kind of similar and that's a bit scary. Embrace the world, come in full circle. You've learned your lesson in the situation. And when you can recognize where you need to cut your energy off from, or like say, for some of you, it will be, you need to block people. You need to like literally block them, or you need to at least not give any more attention to it. Like I say, it's really difficult. I've had to do it in my life, but where you've already stressed your boundaries, if somebody is like ignoring them and they're just basically talking to you like normal, that's gaslighting. Because if you've already said, what was probably very hard to say, and you've made your feelings clear, and somebody's still hitting you up, they're not listening to you. They're not caring what you're saying. They're ignoring what you're saying. It's disrespectful. Whether that's a client, a friend, a family member, an ex-lover, fucking definitely. I was about to say a present lover, but how would that? Yeah, but even think about it. Even if you are in a romantic relationship, if you say you need space from them, and you're like, maybe go away to get a bit of, a clear head or whatever, or go a walk, and they like, I don't know, chase after you, or they're incessantly phoning you, like that's that's not respecting somebody's space. Like these are not the kind of relationships that are going to be about in the new earth. That's definitely not what twin flames are about. Twin flames arguably give each other a ridiculous amount of space. Time doesn't exist with twin flames. I mean, when you're on the twin flame journey, you will really get that. It doesn't matter how many years pass, the time just does not exist. Because in truth, you are always connected at the heart. And sooner or later, your twin flame catches up with that, and they can feel it the same way that you've always felt it, that you can talk to each other through your heart. And then you can shine your brightest. That's the difference. That's what Spirit told me today when I was on the beach, was you need to share that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've already said that, but I suppose because it's a little short clip, it'll reach people in a different way that can't be bothered sitting watching these long channelings. And just that snippet of even what I said is enough to make somebody think, oh yeah, like who is it in my life that I've got around me on an everyday basis? And I wonder if they are contributing to me not shining my brightest. Doesn't mean that they know that they're doing that. Sometimes it's unconscious, but sometimes people do know. Sorry, I'm not. Where's my little holder? Oh, there it is. I'll put it. I'm not keeping up with the thing, but it's good because when I'm in the flow, I'm just in the flow. So, right, my eyesight's terrible. Spannered them. Thank you very much, Charlotte. I was wondering what it was when I saw that video earlier today. Then I remembered you saying about it. Ah, right. Right. So, what else do you need to know? And then I'm going to do divine feminine, divine masculine, check in. Well, see, look, I've stuck to what I said. I've went over 30 minutes, but not too far over it. But I mean, no, it's not something I'll say. I'm still going to be here for another 30 minutes. Right, let's just actual set that. Right. It just really feels like, it really feels like people really need me to repeat the same message over and over again. And again, I'm used to that, right? As being all the other labels that I am, being a hypnotherapist and NLP and stuff, that is what that's about. It's like I'm going to keep dropping the knowledge and the empowerment until it sinks in. That's why I repeat stuff so much. That's why spirit repeat it through me rather. But it's like this message really needs to go through. I feel it's people, to be honest, that are like, there's a lot of trauma around how you've been treated in the past, or like the not too distant past. And I feel there's a lot of people really like the veil has been lifted on, holy fucking shit, I've allowed myself to be treated like this. I was about to say treated like crap. That's actually what I heard. But yeah, I've allowed myself to be treated like this. Even when I have spotted, then I've then continued to further allow it. And again, there's lots of different reasons why someone would do that. And I really do think if you search long and hard enough, you'll be able to admit that we've all done it at some point, or still doing it. Telepathy, this is what I was saying. Transmission, perception, communication. But the veil is dropping with that because of what I'm saying. The telepathy that's going on between everyone, not just twin flames, but that's even more intense. But the telepathy that's going on with, like, if you're in somebody's physical company and you're just kind of like, they're saying one thing, but I can feel that like they're totally not, it doesn't align with what they're telling me. I mean, I've been like that since a kid. And it is uncomfortable because you're like, that person's acting like they really like me and they can't stand me. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I've said, mate, I say it all the time, but it's true. It's not a nice part of my gift that I've got. But it is a gift all the same. Because at least smile. What's that from? I can't remember what film that's. What's that? Smile and nod, the penguin. I've only seen that once. Or I don't know if I've even seen it at all, but I just know it's the penguin. It's kind of like, you've all been in situations where you need to do that, but you're just like, you don't even like me. But sometimes people just want something from you. Or sometimes there's, they just have to be around you because you've got mutual friends. It's all different reasons for different people. But what I'm saying is there's strong telepathy going on right now, heightened intuition, which is a brilliant and exciting thing. But it's not brilliant and exciting for people that are, I'm not going to say wolves in sheep's clothing, because wolf is a beautiful power animal of mine and lots of people connected on here. But that's going to be worrying for some people if you're not showing up as your true self and your genuine self. And again, I always like to stress, it should be obvious. You don't have to be as raw as what I am. Nobody's saying that. If you mind your P's and Q's and, you're a bit more private and I've got friends of mine wouldn't even fucking dream of doing anything remotely like what I do. It's their worst nightmare. I've also had people that think it's their worst nightmare, and I've healed them and been able to coach them with the help of spirit to be able to share their voice. So it's not always true when someone feels like that, but sometimes I can see in someone's chart, oh yeah, that's your worst nightmare. But I can see if it's like, you think that's your worst nightmare, but you can do this, it's whatever it is. It's not good for people that are hiding dark or not so nice intentions. Liars. Earth magic, fearlessness, removing obstacles. But that's what spirit's doing now. That's what God's doing. God is watching, as I always say, because I always hear it. You don't need to send ill intention to anyone. Never do that. You're better than that. If you found yourself here, unless you are one of those people doing that, then that's different. But I like to even feel that people doing that, unless it's somebody like literally without a soul, a shapeshifter or something, because there's a lot of them out there too, There'll be a reason why you act like that. Someone's hurt you, and then you're hurting other people. You need to heal. You need to face your shadow. You need to do the shadow work. Hurt people hurt people. But we are talking about different times now that we're in spiritual war. We're in spiritual warfare. And there are people out there that want to keep powerful people apart, like twin flames. They want to keep soul family apart, groups of people, communities, healers, shamans, whatever, people coming together for the greater good. Saturn and Aquarius working together to heal the earth magic, to start a revolution. It's not being negative, it's pointing out the truth. And a lot of people can, like I said the other night, people can be hated for speaking the truth. Because if it pulls it away from the narrative that everyone feels safe with, you're seen as trouble. But if you've got a soul like mine, it doesn't matter. I'm a rebel with a cause. Joan of Arc energy, Wonder Woman, whatever you want to see it as. I might have had to take most of my life to gain the courage to speak up. But now that I've got the courage, you better believe I'm going to speak up for those children. Lord knows how passionate I will get when that actually starts happening. And that's what I cry about sometimes, because I can't save the world. I'm not Wonder Woman. I'm not Joan of Arc. Sometimes fucking feels like I am when the way I'm channeling her, but it's, but I will, even if I help one person, and I always help more than one person in a day, absolutely. But it's, if I could speak up and even make people think a little bit where they maybe weren't open their eyes. Like say I'm not telling people you have to believe exactly the same thing that I believe, but it would be good to question whether you're truly tuning into your intuition and doing what's right for you, or whether you're feeling bullied into something. And there's a lot of that going on in the world and in personal situations. Duality, many meanings, misunderstanding. And you see misunderstandings jumped out when I'm saying that. A lot of people have made very wrong decisions in the last couple of years, not because they're stupid, not because they didn't feel it wasn't the right thing to do for themselves and to care for other people and to care for their families. Actually, a lot of people made decisions because they felt it was going to be the right thing to do, but they've rushed into things. They've made decisions because everyone else was doing it. Oh, if everyone else is doing it, it must be safe. If everyone else is doing it, it must be the right thing to do. Well, it's not going to be wrong if a scientist is saying it's right. It's not going to be wrong if that guy on the telly is saying, yeah. Well, they were paid actors, guys. If you think I'm a conspiracy theorist, you really need to open your eyes there. It's the truth. A lot of these people are trained to look important and make you believe them. Good actors. We do truly live in the Truman Show. If you've not seen the Truman Show, watch it. I remember when I watched that when I was younger thinking, that's honestly like, that feels like life. And it is. The more I've gotten older, the more of like, that is what real life is like. And the other one, these are films that I've mentioned before, but not for a while. The Adjustment Bureau, when we talk about the Twin Flame journey, the Adjustment Bureau is one of my favourite films. That really is. Because in that, it's like, I can't remember, it is something like, it's like the government are trying to keep them apart. What the fuck's it got to do with them? But it's, again, it's powerful people when they get together. It causes healing. And that's not what these baddies out there want. Sorry, that's like what you say when you're a kid, but baddies came to mind. We're going to call them baddies. Because we live in a world of duality. Healing Earth, the power to give and receive healing. And this is what it's about right now. I'm going to stop doing this because it's like, I do like just being in the stream of consciousness like that and pulling the cards, but I'll be here all night. But there is something going on here about you're being asked to personally look in your life at how much you give and how much you receive back. And it's not always about you give to get. Like say, I come in here all the time and it's like, I'm just giving from a loving place in my heart. And I know that I receive back from other places. Like But in personal situations, and even with work as well, you have got to look at like how much have you given, and do you get back? And if not, why not? And a lot of the time, like for me, over the past nearly 7 years that I've had my business, it was a lot to do with me. Like that is who I am. I want to come on and help people out the goodness of my heart. And like I wouldn't always be a bit stupid in that way. Like I wouldn't actually have an agenda, and I wouldn't even set an intention. And I wouldn't even say, set like I would tell my clients, set a true intention that whoever is genuinely meant to work with you and be a client, that they have, that they have the inspiration to come to you, and and just leave it open, and whoever it is, will come to you. But sometimes I even forget to do that for myself. If you don't kind of direct energy anywhere, it's just you're just coming on and helping people. I'm going to help people, but I'm not going to be helped back. That's not great, guys. And a lot of users are like that. You just want to go and help people for free, and then it's like you're like, oh shit, wait a minute, actually I really kind of need to look after myself too. And it's cute to be like that for a while, but you got to stop that shit. You got to cut that shit out. You got to actually ground your vision, your fantasy into the reality. You know what I mean? sorry, not sorry, but the Capricorn energy's been a bit harsh. And I'm like, fuck it, yeah. I always need to hear that too. Brilliant beliefs, luminous life force, personal power. You got to protect your energy. You got to look at where am I giving too much and where am I receiving? Because true divine feminine empress energy, and this is, of course, twin flames is behind that, yes. Like this is what I've done. I think I'm what a lot of people would refer to as an alpha female, or, I've got a lot of masculine energy. I've shared before, the wolf actually is about being both, to me anyway, but it definitely is that. I've got an ability to tap into both energies, but I've definitely had to work hard to fall into that divine feminine energy as I've gotten older. And really, I truly only feel that I fully embrace that, being in that kind of real healthy balance of the masculine and feminine. Like it's about a year ago from now, because it was when I had my womb activation. I didn't have any choice, and I got it the worst because I'm here to activate that in other women, to protect your energy. Because see, when you turn that on properly, you're going to need to, because every fucking Tom, Dick and Harry, Sally, Julie, Laura. Why do I always say Sally, Julie, Laura? I literally have nobody in my life with these names. That's fucking hilarious. One of these times we're going to have a Sally, a Julie, and a Laura, and I'm going to love it. I'm going to change the names, but I'm sure I say the same names every time, and I'm like, what's that about? Anyway, I digress. You know what I'm saying? When you're in that Empress magnetic energy, you're going to attract your twin flame when it's divine timing, and that's going to be amazing. But you're going to also attract a lot of other people, and you can't be there for every single fucking one of them. You just can't. It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It doesn't mean that they're not a lovely person. You just haven't got enough time in the day. And believe me, when your twin flame turns up, you're going to be turning every fucker away. Because if they've been out your life for a long time, you're going to have to get to know each other again. You're going to want to get to know each other in every way possible. You know what I'm saying? This is happening to some of you. It's happening to some of you now. I know it's happening. I know literally it's happening to some of my clients now. I know it's happening to some other people that I've connected with, that I can feel it's happening as well. It's happening for a lot of twins right now. But you've got to protect your energy while it's happening. We've got precognition, psychic ability, future vision. But again, look, that's 13. That's goddess energy. You saw that coming. Friendship, support, fun, unity, play. So when you do bring yourself back into the world after reuniting with your twin flame, because you can't lock yourself away in a room forevermore with your twin flame. It's you've got to have a healthy balance of friendships and taking decisive action, sacred action towards the creations that you're here to bring about in the new earth and the people that you're here to help. But like I say, you're allowed to be selective. You don't need to be on call for everyone. That's not what you're here to do. You're here to stand in your power. And it's 11:11. Mirrored numbers, twin flames. as we're looking at the twin flame card a minute ago, but it's about, oh yeah, and I've just seen you say that, Charlotte, but it's about being honest. It might seem like I'm being like really brutal right now, but it's true. Like, you don't need to be everybody's best friend. And for a long, long time, that is actually who I was. I had like well into double figures of people calling me their best friend and me calling them my best friend. And actually, I was able to maintain that for many, many years. And a lot of those people actually turned out to be not a best friend in the slightest, maybe for some of the time. And then, you know, as it teetered off towards when you were probably meant to be ending the friendship, it's like, wow, okay, that's how it is. You know what I mean? And that's just a sign it's time, it's game over. You know, that person's in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And like I've said, you know, I can think of that's happened to me many times over the years, and it never gets. I was about to say that that's not true. I was about to say it never gets any easier. I must be channeling that for someone else, because it actually does get easier. It hurts at the time, but I'm able to pick myself up a lot easier after some instance. Some connections, not so much, and it was harder. But I think it's the more you know your worth and the more you are in that divine feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman, whatever you identify as, you will get over it quicker and easier. But if you've never actually taken the time to address that, because some people haven't, like that will be some of you, and or you'll have been this person at some point where you have a friend since primary, or you have a friend since whenever, and you just keep them in your life, even though you know that they're, you know, not the best of friends, or not kind of a very good connection anymore. And these are the things that I just don't think people are allowed to maintain if you're on this journey. If you're one of the people that is hanging around here all the time, because they're just never going to stop channeling that through me. It's always about the boundaries. Right, are we done with that? Right. Yes, well, brace yourself, Charlotte, because like I say, I think the fact that we have done one-to-one work together, and I think we did actually do something to get, well, we did, because if we've done something in the last year, then I believe everyone that I've had a one-to-one with in the last year has had, you know, the womb activated in some sort of way by the work we've done. But that sounds like a womb healing day. Yeah, good luck with that. I think the time, you see, this is actually what I should be facilitating, but I'm just not big on in-person things. But I did actually do it online, and all the women that done that, you know, it was very emotional. That was when I said I'd done like a clearing with people for 90 minutes each. So it was intense. Don't think I would do it with as many people as that, because it took a while. And then, but after that, there was like total miracles came about in people's lives. I think the time it takes to recover is less the older I've got. Yeah, and that's what I just said. Yeah, it's true. You know what I mean? But it depends who it is, because if it was somebody really, really close to you, it's going to be harder to get over. But actually, see, it's no. I have to be honest about that. Longer, as in it might have taken you a few weeks of grieving, like someone's died, but then if you had this weird sort of feeling of, I should be missing that person if I spent that much time, but I don't. And actually, like what I said earlier, like I'm moving forward with things that I've been stuck with for years. And it, like, you might not have made the connection, and it wasn't them doing it to you, but it's like them being in your life has obviously put some kind of heavy load in your life, maybe carrying their burdens or something like that, or but it'd probably be carrying a lot of people's burdens. And then when you're not doing that, it makes sense that you're able to move forward, that kind of thing. And personally, I do feel it is because of the ascension process. It's because of the times that we're living in, that if you're finding that, yeah, you're just like, wow, that person played in my life is over. And although it doesn't make any sense, I don't miss them whatsoever. I don't even think about them. You know, maybe from time to time you'll think of, oh, I hope they're happy, but you know, that's weird. We're not even friends. It's part of the ascension, and that's why I'm saying watch the Truman Show. It really, I've had moments in my life where it's like, you know, that bit when he's sitting talking to his best friend, right? And I can't remember what they're talking about, right? And it's kind of like, you know, that the best friend's in on it too. It's like, I remember watching that thing, fuck that's a fucking nightmare. Imagine you think someone's your best pal and like they've got your back, and actually they're one of the actors in on it, in on it all. You know what I mean? Like that's what that moment must feel like. It's what it does feel like when that happens to you. You're like, holy fucking shit, if I can't trust them, like nobody's safe. Do you know what I mean? It kind of is a little bit like that, guys. We're living in the Matrix. We're living in the Matrix. I bet Michelle's going to jump on now that I said that. Right. Yeah, cheers, thanks. Listen, magic and miracles will come about, but you're going to have to cry it out, is what I'm saying. That's going to be an emotional day because, look, cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. I don't think that's a coincidence I pulled that card when I just said that to you, Charlotte. But it's helpful because anybody that has their womb activated, be excited. After you go through the pain and clearing the trauma of your own and your, generational stuff, which Charlotte, you're used to that anyway. These magic, am I showing my bank card again? I don't mean again, I've not done it. I'm just showing the wee tokeny thing. Right. It's once you face that pain and you clear that trauma, whether it's one-to-one or, like I say, that'll be powerful in a group thing like that. Like, you make space for all this amazing stuff to come into your life, and that could be your twin flame. It should be your twin flame from what I've picked up in the cards before, because you deserve it to be. Inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. This is about everybody right now being guided to hermit. That's what keeps coming through consistently with everybody's messages that I've been doing. Right, I'm going to now do the finger me jiggy. Right, so have I got all the cards back in? What do we need to know about the collective of the wave of twin flames that I'm going to be tuning into tonight, whether we're picking up on the heavy union energy, people that are already in, well, definitely spiritual union, but possibly even physical union or about to be, or that will be coming in the next sort of few months, or whether it's people that are a bit not as far along as that. We'll just see what comes up. I more feel it will be unions because that's just who I pick up on most of the time anyway, but definitely because of the Mars and Venus. Oh yeah, I think I started saying that and then I went off talking about something else. So what I meant is Mars and Venus, it's like, it's action and it's the planet of love and it's values and but it's also like, as well as being like physical twin flame union, it is about that union within yourself. I think I did say this, but I'm repeating it again. It's like wherever you are too nice and it's your too kind of softer side, or minding your P's and Q's and not kind of speaking up where you need to because it's a bit awkward, or again, it's like oh my God, Brianna, I was just about to say your name and I've just seen somebody saying, hey, Brianna. So yeah, it was like we were on a live in the group the other night, and it's, I won't go into all the details of it, but I was channeling something and Brianna said something that was very true. I was talking about something and then she reflected it back to me, which, Brianna often does that for me. Lots of the soul family do, but Brianna really does that for me. And it was basically, that as an empath, well, actually, you could probably, it was like, as an empath, we don't want to hurt people's feelings. That was basically, and without going into the details of what I was talking about, that is basically what it is. It's very hard for people that are incredibly, again, people, I don't know why, I just really, well, I do know why. I don't like the word empath because I feel like it's totally overused. It's like a fucking buzzword. Like manifestation. I'm a manifestation coach. The amount of people that call themselves a manifestation coach, I was like, I've been a manifestation coach for the past freaking 15 years. I've got journals that I wrote like 50 years, but I don't, I would never refer to myself as that. But again, no offense. If anyone is that, it's fine. It's just, when things just kind of like buzzwords annoy you. But it's probably because a lot of the things that I see is being taught as manifestation, I would call manipulation. Mic drop, but it's true. It's like, I've said this before, but casting a spell on somebody to love you, that's dark, guys. That's manipulation. You're going to be asking for trouble there. I wouldn't be doing that. Anybody that dabbles in shit like that, just if you care about my opinion on that, that's just coming in. Again, it's spirit's opinion. Right. So, but yes, I've went off again. So yeah, whenever you're too nice and you kind of don't say it because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, that's not actually protecting your feminine energy. You know, to be fully in your divine masculine energy, to be fully empowered in your masculine and feminine energy. And again, yeah, you're going to have off days, right? But when you really get into that spiritual merge and that healthy balance, you will be like how I'm talking. You will actually just speak your voice. You know, you're not going to go around just pissing everybody off and hurting people, but you do have to hurt people from time to time. You do, to speak the truth. You're going to hurt someone's feelings. It's kind of like, but it's you're being true to yourself. And that's what the new earth energy is going to be about. You have to be true to yourself. Like, think about how many people stay in things not to hurt somebody's feelings. It's kind of like, and that can be any kind of area of life. It's and think about as well how many people, like friends, you've let make bad decisions because you didn't want to tell them the truth, and then you see them walk into really bad decisions because you weren't honest with them. Now, sometimes there's situations where it is wise to let people get on with their own, like, you know, mistakes in life, because we're here to live life. You can't sort of live someone's life for them. But there are situations where it would be the kinder thing would be tonight. Like, I mean, what if like, I mean, I've always been able to spot a true friend when, if you're trying on outfits for a night out, I always use this as an indicator, as in who was like a genuine friend or who's a bit kind of, I want them to look nice, but I don't want them to look too nice, you know, especially if you were both single and you were going out, you're on the, I was going to say the prowl. I would never say that, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's kind of like, I've lived my life like a nun. I'm not a good example, but it's kind of like, it's okay, maybe not all the time, you know what I'm saying. It's kind of like it's basically, you know, like if you put on an outfit and you look like crap, and those friends are like, oh my god, you look amazing, and you're like, no, I don't. You just want me to look shit. And there are friends like that. Don't lie. Some of you will still have friends like that. They're jealous of you. They don't want you to look good, right? But I would always know that someone was a good friend when you have things, and maybe they're all quite nice, but there's one that's really hot. And see, and actually that's interesting because I'm being reminded that there's someone in my life that was like that I'm not friends with anymore. But I'm that of integrity that I wouldn't change who that person is just because I'm not friends with them anymore. That will always be something that's true about that person. That I can, I had a couple of friends like that. I'm not friends anymore. And it's, if you are looking shit hot, they're going to tell you the one that you look shit hot in. And that at the time was something I really valued. Now I'll make my own mind up what I look shit hot in, and I won't ask anyone. Tonight it's a leopard print onesie. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time it's my jammies, actually. It's my jammies or it's my joggers. And then occasionally, if I want to look a bit nicer, I will. That's validating yourself. But you know what I'm saying? That's a good friend when they actually tell you the truth. I just used nights out and outfits as an example. Right. That's interesting because I had this awareness call the other day. I spoke to a friend about it. I didn't want to hurt their feelings, but I have to speak my truth. There you go. It's in the collective. And I'm proud of you, Charlotte, because it's not easy. I've had to do that recently in a few situations. And again, this, you know, I really do feel that a lot of people won't get that, but that will be people that don't know me very well, which actually isn't anyone that's on the chat right now. But, you know, it's, I am like that with certain things. If it's going to hurt somebody's feelings, I've definitely avoided speaking my truth like loads and loads of times. But what made me good at it was actually like working with clients and working with vulnerable clients and working with clients that don't have any boundaries at all. Like people that will message you like, you know, all the time, or kind of, you know, I had to learn to be like, look, you know, I really want to help you. But and some of you might have had the, some of you may have had the spiel from me before, because I do have to say the same thing. I really want to help you, but I can only honour what this situation entails, which the majority of the time is a twin flame situation. I can only help you with this in the right way. Like, you have to value the severity of the situation, how much this means to you, And you also have to value my time. And if somebody doesn't value my time, then that's different. And as I have to be like, right, well, you know what I mean? Like, that's different. I don't come up against that very often, but you know what I mean? It's you have to speak up there when it's people like that, because that's not somebody, it's never ever anyone that is not a nice person. It's just somebody that hasn't ever had good boundaries modeled to them, which is fucking quite a lot of people. It's so you know, I'm definitely a person in people's lives, whether they work with me a lot or every now and again, or even if it's just on the YouTube, that is here to share that. And like I say, I never hide. A lot of it has come from me making my own mistakes. And you're welcome, guys. I go through a lot of shit to come back and share what I've learned. And like I say, it's spirit just allow a little bit of time to pass and then fucking let the floodgates open. And I'm sharing what I've learned. Oh, there's a tarot card that's just fell on the floor. Stop making cards fall on the floor, Spirit. I'm not bending down so that they can see my nakedness. I'm only joking. I mean, like, my hair's dried like a mushroom. Leopard, nurturer of branches. But look, that's not a coincidence that I was just saying. That's how I lived my life for most of my life. I was a nurturer. I was a mama. I was mothering everyone, parenting everyone. On a night out, who'd be holding the fucking bags while everyone was dancing? Aye, me. Oh, I'm shy, Claire. I'll just sit with the bag. And every fucker would do it. Nobody would even think twice. Just shove the fucking bag my way, because I wouldn't say anything. It's not their fault. It's my fault. You know what I mean? People would be off chasing guys or dancing. And because I wasn't interested in the guys, because I was probably daydreaming about another guy. Let's get on to this. I think that's a good cue to get into it. Right, so divine feminine energy in the subconscious. Well, it's 11:30 now. That's all right. I'll come off at midnight. But actually, midnight was when it was jumping the other night. Everyone came on. But you know what I'm saying with that actual example? If you're going to be the person that sits and holds, now I'm just using that example, but I bet you, who's been that person? Dion, I think that you would be that person, but I also think you'd simultaneously be the person. I bet you'd grab the bags in the middle of the floor so that you could be the person dancing and still keeping an eye on people's bags. But do you know what I mean? It's like, I allowed myself to be that person for many, many years. And then because I was that person for so many years, people then just assume. Or if I wasn't the person watching the bags, I was the person listening to somebody's sob story. Like somebody did a really shitty week at work, or the kids were cracking them up. And guess who would get all of that? Most of the time I was all right with that, because I like helping people. I like listening to people. But come on, when you go on a night out, you want to chill out. It's a little bit like when I've said I've given people mediumship readings in the street when I was pissed. Again, I don't advocate that at all. I really don't like that. Like, that was not my plan. But that must have been emergencies when people are, I'm not joking, I've spoke to people that are feeling suicidal, and then I've brought through like messages from spirit that have helped them. But it's not wise. That's why I don't drink now. Anyway, very grateful for your shared learning. Thank you, Charlotte. Right. And Charlotte, I feel like the other night, I feel when you're saying that, I feel you are, I think I can feel a lot of people would echo you on that. Just because not everyone can say it, it doesn't mean that there aren't more of you out there. So don't, I'm just sort of saying that so that people know that I am aware of that. You don't need to be somebody that speaks in the chat to appreciate me sharing. Right. In the subconscious of the divine feminine energy within the collective, so this is your own energy, or this is who you are most of the time in a connection, or it may even be that you're so merged because you're in spiritual union. Hello, Marie, how are you doing? Marie, Are you? How are you? Like you live near where the storm's going to hit pretty hard tomorrow. Have you had some severe weather warnings? Because you actually crossed my mind earlier, and I was warning. I was asking because I was speaking to someone that lives near where they were saying. I was asking her, taking me back to the days of drinking and smoking in the clubs. I know. I wasn't ever a proper smoker. I couldn't really do it. It was like, what's that? What film's that? Where it's like they try and heal and they can't do it. Oh my God. I'll tell you what it is. It's in the shot. That's fucking crazy. Oh, well, clearly there's going to be a bit of Sandy D chat coming in here. How funny. It is, isn't it? That must be what came to me there. That's going to have something to do with this. I bet you I'm going to be challenged that or something, channeling a bit of that. I was going to say, I don't know what I was going to say. I haven't watched it yet and I'm already singing. I'm just laughing at the songs I'm singing in my head. I'm fucking singing now. Like, I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start singing the songs from Grease 1. It's not going to be Grease 2. I can feel it. It's coming into it. It's already coming into my head. Yes, we are. So far, so good. But we're indeed in the line of the eye of the storm. But I'm sending you all my love and protection. And powered animals, protect Marie and where she lives, and all the people in the storm. Right. And I feel that's a metaphor for something. That feels like an analogy, a metaphor as well. We're in the eye of the storm. I know you can never watch Grease too much, can you? See the bit when they fly off in the car at the end? I've always thought that must be more. Sorry, I'm good. I need a people because I end up people. So I always think that must be like what twin flame union's like. You know what I mean? Flying off and they go, see you later, fuckers. Do you know what I mean? Where are they going? Don't think they care where they're going. Fucking see you later. Flying away in the car. Oh dear. Oh, that really made me laugh. Right. So we're sending fucking hell at this rate. It's just gonna be Sandy D in the car, fucking flying solo. Oh Jesus. Right. Oh my God. I really have to be careful. I'm Danny, you run for a pee because that was really funny. I knew I was going to start channeling stuff to do with Greece, but that's too oh shit. Right, okay. Right. Right. Yeah, it's definitely, I think it is my favourite. It's a close call between Dirty Dancing and Grease. I think of everyone our kind of age, it's definitely always a front runner. Although Back to the Future I love as well. Cocktail. I'm just going to start naming them all. Have you ever seen The Secret of My Success? That's not one I hear people. I mean, it's not my favourite, but it was when I was wee. Really shouldn't be watching it. It's got a lot of sex in it. And when I watched it like a month ago or something. I remember watching it, and I could remember watching it as a kid and wondering what was going on. It's got a bit of a really dodgy bit in it too, because I'm pretty sure he sleeps with his auntie. I mean, what the fucking hell is that all about? Like, this is what I mean. A lot of these weirdos and Holly weird, like they put really strange shit into films to try and make it like that's the done thing. Anyway, Michael J. Fox. Oh God, fancied Michael J. Still do. Well, okay, maybe not as he is now, but when you're watching the films, they never age. Really fancied Michael J. Fox. Right. Oh, there's a fucker talking about life. It looks like spelling life, but dirty. Oh yeah, I had a T-shirt right that said. I used to share this all the time on the Facebook Live, so people, oh shit, why am I shuffling these cards that much? Anyway, I used to have a T-shirt that said, "You never forget your first love." Well, that's clearly going to come into this as well. Although people's twin flames might not have been their first love, they probably were the first. Actually, they will have been because it's the first true love. But you probably had someone before that you claimed was that. I had a t-shirt that said Johnny Castle is my first love or something. That was a bit of a boring story, but it's true. And oh yeah, so the reason why I'm saying that is because when I was little, I used to be like, Johnny Castle's my boyfriend. Like I was far too young. But it's true, isn't it? We watched these films when we were too young. We didn't know what they were doing. Like, Mom, what are they doing? It's like your mom's probably in the garden, like, living it up, sunbathing, like what? That's cute. Do you know what? I'm just jail. My mum is, I'm not going to say my mum's age, but my mum has got amazing legs. Like, I'm just appreciating my mum. My mum has got beautiful, sallow, tanned skin, and her legs literally look like a 20-year-old's. Mine, however, are pasty white and do not look like that. So, yeah, but you just got to take the cards how they're dealt, guys. Do you know what I mean? I also got the bad eyesight from my mum. Thanks, sister didn't. Got the curly hair. I do like the curly hair though. And the kindness. That's the most important thing. But my mum's too kind. I'm my mum's protector. I've said that before. I'm like, sussing out who, you know what I mean? Don't let people treat my mum bad. To teach my mum boundaries. Right, anyway. So, in the subconscious of the divine feminine energy, we have, look at this, feminine wisdom, as I just said that, as I was talking about the mother line, and we've got the tiger and the year of the tiger, we've got 38. 38 could be significant. You might going to be 38. That might be significant to me. I'm laughing because when that guy was on before Drum, he was like, you do realise you've told me your age. I say my fucking age all the time. I'm not ashamed of my age. I'm 37. I'm very soon going to be 38. And what? I'm sure he'll laugh if he watches this. So, feminine wisdom, passion. I've said many, many times, I'm in a rush to be 40. I don't know why, but I just feel like after 40, I'm going to love my life. Well, I do know why. I feel like I'm going to love my life for a lot of reasons. But I love my life already. I'm just going to love my life even more. Maybe I'm going to have a banging party. Maybe we're going to have a New Earth Soul family party where the internet people join up together. Who knows? Maybe we're just going to be able to transport there. Right. In the subconscious, this collective are really in tune. They've worked on their limiting beliefs. They've worked on reprogramming the wiring and like the implants you get from childhood. That's going a bit too deep for some people, but it's, the unhelpful things that we get programmed into us from birth, from very small children. Holy shit, have you just seen this? I've just seen the synchronicity that although we're reminiscing about the 80s films we all love, there's lots of very unhealthy things in these films. There really is. If you think about all the films where a girl's letting a guy treat them like utter shit, like that, there's loads of films like that teach you if a guy's treating you like crap, they fucking love you. Do you know what I mean? And that's why you've got a lot of people out there in YouTube land and just the internet in general bashing twin flames. Oh, look, they're wanting me to teach you about this because it's a grey area. There's definite running away in twin flame dynamics, both twins running away, and at times it can be like someone chasing the other one, or even if you don't literally chase, which again like I've said, I've never really understood that because it's have more respect for yourself anyway, but it's people do it, right? And it's because true love can drive you to do crazy things, but your energy can be chasing them, and what that means is you're always thinking about them. You know what I mean? You're always thinking about them. You're always wanting to be with them. And then you are the chaser. If you're always in that energy, you are the chaser. And if you're the person that's like, yeah, I've got a connection with that person, but totally not ready for it. This is way too heavy. I'm running like fuck, right? That's basically how these things go. And then it flips. And then the other person, usually divine feminine in this case, will have moved through these phases and come into union with self, and then the divine masculine then experiences what divine feminine goes through. And I'm going to be serious for a minute because that's really painful for them, because that's why a lot of twin flames right now will be like, what's the issue here? Like, if I've already forgiven them, I know what this is all about. It's about the ascension process, there's a spiritual dynamic, blah, 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 blah. But then that wouldn't be, this is the counselor in me, that wouldn't then be acknowledging that you had to go through the pain that you went through in your journey, whether it was the actual twin flame rejection, which is what will feel like, or the abandonment that put you in your dark night of soul, or it may have been different traumas, like different completely unrelated stuff that put you into that. You had to go through that to make you who you are, to get on with what you need to get on with in this life. And it's the same for them. Like, they have to go through these feelings of the dark night of the soul and their spiritual awakening, and they have to go through the feelings of whatever is coming up for them about realizing, oh my God, like, I wonder if this is how they felt when I wasn't acknowledging the feelings that they felt for me, or when I wasn't willing to have the conversation, or when I was ignoring them, or all these kind of feelings that come up. And it will eventually pass. And then, and I've been pulling a lot of the cards in this deck. I wonder if it's going to come out. That is about darkness coming to light. And I really do feel that's a lot of divine masculine energies coming out the other end of the tunnel. Either they're already out of it and licking their wounds, or they're about to. So, and like I say, for some of you, that may be you, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. But I feel the fact that we've got a tiger card and a mention of the feminine, what does that say? Passion. Yeah, creativity. Like, the fact that we've got that in the subconscious, it's good, because it means that that's a collective that have worked on the underlying causes. Right, divine masculine in this collective. Let's see if we get mirroring going on, although I can't always remember what I've just said, so you can look out for it. Oh yeah, sorry, did I say that? Because we're in the year of the tiger, I feel that's significant. And then I also did mention, I think I mentioned in a video recently, that I had been, yeah, I did, that I'd had a reading in 2015, and the women had went on about the tiger like all this time. I'm like, what the hell? And it's like, I'm being drawn to all the tiger stuff in my room when I said that. There's not that many tiger things in the room either, but like, yeah, I didn't actually get well, I did know what it was all about, but it's so funny because it makes so much more sense now, because a lot of the stuff that's going on that I was told all those years ago, it's like where I'm at now in my life, and it's the year of the tiger. So it was that the tiger is one of my power animals, but it's also that it was all going to happen in the year of the tiger. And it was so funny, clever. It's not always what you think with spirit; it can be something totally different. When you're given a message from a medium or a channel or something like that, always be open. Right, divine masculine in the subconscious. Guide, the illumined path. But you see, yes, this is nice. They're reaching the end of the illumined path. It's like they're following the light. And in this case, you will be that light in their life, even if you're not in their actual life. They're feeling you rising in your power, and they're able to rise in their power. And the 21 is the world card coming full circle. And it's like, the wolf is there. So it's like, again, and notice this is interesting, because this is like my main power animals are the wolf and the tiger. And it's like this wolf here, I feel, is reflective of whether you're connected to a wolf or not, which actually several of you, how funny actually, on here, one of you, your power animals I know is the tiger right now, and the other one, your power animal is the wolf, even if you're a bit unsure of what it is. Like, that's so that's not a coincidence, and probably more, because what I've found is people that are drawn to me have similar power animals, because I've got other ones that I work with closely as well, but these are the main ones. But yeah, I do feel that this is symbolic of the feminine guiding the masculine, and they can feel that happening. Right, let me see. I'm not a fan of getting my legs out, but I just burn and then go white again. I mean, Charlotte, I know the pain is real. That's the exact same as me. Although my dad was trying to tell me that no, if you stay in the sun long enough, you do tan. Because my feet actually, it was so weird, because I like had my feet out more this summer when I was walking. My feet actually did tan, but I mean, it was a tan for me, but it wasn't a tan. Do you know what I mean? It totally wasn't. But yeah. I think it's something to do with our starseed energy, by the way. I think it's the planet we come from. Because, like, yeah, I mean, I just burn. Or like nothing happens. I mean, it's fine. I just accept it. Or it's the Celtic roots. You know, people always think I'm Irish because of the dark hair and the blue eyes and the pale skin. I think it's an Irish thing. Almost a month to go for me. Oh yes, till your birthday. Yeah, I was trying to remember what day you are. I'll look on my astrology thing, but I don't think I could find it. I'm the same, Claire, looking forward to my 40s. Yeah, see, we're all looking forward to it. We'll just have a big giant 40th. And just started typing, and then you started to say about a celebration. Tiger for me, and my grand's was a wolf. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I didn't see you'd said that yet. Right. Right, let's stick with these cards for now. So, what have we got in fact, let's do in the subconscious. Let's just go in the conscious mind. Right, so no, I do quite like doing two and seeing if it's a bit similar. The subconscious divine feminine on top of sensuality. Sensuality. Again, it's that magnetic divine feminine energy. I thought when I was saying it like that, I've pulled sacral chakra. And again, you know what the sacral chakra is, but for people that don't, we've just been talking about the womb. It's talking about sex as well. It is to do with your sexual energy, your creative energy. That's why you're in that sensual energy. This is what's going on in the dream time. Your sexual powers are increased. I did hear that. But you're controlling that. You're in control of who gets that, whether that be in that way or whether that be your energy, because the sacral chakra is your creative energy. And like I said, if you are in human design, if you are the same type as me, it is the source of your power. Do not give your power away to every fucker that comes your way. And if you're still that way inclined in the sexual way, please don't do that, because you're mixing your energies up with just anyone. I'm sure we've all been there at some point, but actually not everyone, because not everybody, like I say, if you've got heavy sort of Saturn placements or some people are just all about long-term relationships. So they won't, or some people might have met somebody young and they've never, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, just be aware of that when you sleep with someone, you are entangling your energy with them. And if someone is got a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of shit, which we all do, you're entangling yourself in their crap. So you're going to need to find your way an energy healer, especially if you've never done that ever, which I don't imagine is anyone on. Well, it's definitely nobody on here. I mean, Chris, you are all energy. I mean, I'm a healer of healers. So most of the people on here are either a healer already or you're on the path to being a healer, you know. But again, I always say that everybody's a healer. Like, even if they don't, like, everyone's a healer of something. But you actually literally do healing work. But you mean, it's kind of like, for people that don't, for newly awakened divine masculines, because I do attract a lot of them, and I will attract more in the future, it's that kind of, just take that seriously, because a lot of the pain that you're going through, a lot of the trauma that you may be experiencing, it will be yours. We've all got it. And it's definitely, if you've not taken the time to heal it or face it at all, but some of it could have been sexual partners that you've had recently and not so recently. So just be aware of that. That goes for everyone. Right. And in the subconscious of the divine masculine, so the illumined path, they're on the illumined path, and I feel that's about coming out of a dark tunnel already or soon. And this is a 9 in the physical. So they're at an ending of something, and well-deserved reward. So could make a few jokes about that. But again, the well-deserved reward may be feeling ready to meet the twin at the light at the end of the tunnel. Or it might just be doing stuff that makes them happy because they're not ready for that intensity yet. Either way, well-deserved reward, it kind of screams to me that they're at the end of a cycle, because there's 21 and then we've got the 9, and these are both in a lot of ways cards about endings. Well, one's actually a happy ending, 21, I'd come full circle, learn a lesson, and then now you get your reward. Or maybe just money's picking up, something like that in the material. Right. "19th, that's what it is, right? Okay, I'll remember that. God, those eyes are, yes, they are intense, aren't they? Oh, shit. Right. So what was I going to do now? Right. In the conscious mind of the divine feminine. Maybe I'm meant to be on here a while so that I can channel that healing energy out to where these storms are going to hit, because we're not, where I live, I think it's just going to be snow tomorrow. And I'm actually going to, play my niece and my best pal and her wee girl, and but I'll be telling my sister I'm not coming if there's a storm. Joking. I don't like the snow. But actually, it is rather beautiful when the snow lands on the beach. It's kind of magical. It did actually happen this time last year. And I don't think it's happened like that, like totally covering the beach, like in years and years and years since I was wee or something. But yeah, maybe I'm on here doing this so that it puts out that healing into the collective. That would make sense. So, because I'm not actually tired. But I'll go to my bed in the next sort of half an hour if I'm still on here, because I need to get up early-ish. Right. In the conscious mind, we have wings of light, becoming something new. But yes, divine feminine is becoming something new. Speaking up for yourself in ways you've never done before, like what I've already said tonight. Embracing your, really taking on you. I mean, like what I've been saying this now for like the past year and a half, probably, like my higher self has taken over. If you actually think about it, that's interesting, because I remember the time the times I strongly felt my higher self was in charge was, it's one of the healing reels that I'd done, and I was actually wearing this onesie and I had no makeup on, and I mean, it's not a big deal for me when I'm not wearing makeup, but you know, it was quite raw, and I just was off the cuff done a healing, and it was quite unusual because it was like I was doing a bit of light language and moving my hands about, but people really loved it and they really felt the energy. And then I kind of didn't do anything like that again. I still don't think I have, actually, but that was my true soul self shining like that. And it's interesting that I was wearing leopard print too, because I always associate that with Leo energy. That's why I've gone tonight. But it's kind of like Leo full moon, if you didn't get that. But it's kind of like, I know that it's leopard print and it's a line, but hey, I just see it the same thing. But it's kind of like that's where divine feminine's at in the conscious mind. It's like, whether you like it or not, you are becoming something new. You're stepping into that soul self. And I'm just referring back to that with me. So you might want to go and find that if you don't know what I'm on about. But people really loved it on Instagram. And when I put on YouTube, people liked it too. And it is because that is my true soul self. But I'm still on that journey to owning that. So really, when I start doing more kind of random weird shit like that more often, I really have stepped into that. I do a lot of random weird shit all the time, right? It's actually, I forget. I always have that on my to-do list to do more stuff like that. And it's like, I just keep forgetting. But that, I don't think that is forgetting. It's still a little bit of fear around that. Or it's just not the right time. It's a bit of both. But it's coming. But again, it's like, this is where all of you should resonate with. You're becoming something new. You're stepping out your comfort zone. Perhaps 42 is going to be a significant age for a lot of us as well, where we already are. We're fully in that person. Like I say, my energies are more balanced than they've ever been, and I'm the happiest I've ever been, but there's still stuff I've got to work on. There always is. It never stops. The healing never stops. And divine masculine, are you mirroring in this collective? Are you becoming something new? No, they're confused as fuck. So we've got, that's true. Duality, many meanings, misunderstanding. They don't quite get all this shit. A lot of the divine masculines out there are trying. They're hermiting, they're learning, they're listening. They may even be listening to you if you're in contact, or your higher self. So definitely your higher self will be talking. The higher selves talk all the time in the dream time, maybe appearing in your dreams. You're appearing in their dreams, they're appearing in your dreams. Who knows who's gate crashing anyone's dreams? Again, I gate crash everyone's dreams. So like we said the other night, and again, that is not my everyday waking self, because I'm actually quite polite, and I would always ask, well, I would give somebody many warnings, ridiculous amount of warnings actually, because I don't like it when people just jump up on me. What did Henry Birch say? I didn't see what he said. Was it just letters and numbers, or was it? I'm like, it's going to be kind of exciting if somebody says something inappropriate. Do you know what I mean? Like really inappropriate. I don't know, but hey, I'm not wanting that. Come on, don't let that come in, guys. I'm talking to my spirit team here. But yeah, basically, be serious for a minute. I'm being serious. Like they're in kind of the thick of it, because duality is like they're experiencing some of the good bits of this ascension process. Some of them might be 36 as well, actually. I've just noticed that. But they're also experiencing the total confusion, the spiritual awakening, the dark night of the soul, and also many, many tower moments, you know, realizing what they once thought they wanted isn't what they want now. Or it can also be when the feelings hit about the twin flame as well, like in a bigger way, or for the first time in that way. Like, because again, it's different for different people, but for many people, it may not have been that. So they might have just always realized that there was a strong connection, but that it wasn't ever going to amount to anything other than that. And then when they're hit with the realization, like that they can't stop thinking about you and all of that, and that there's all these signs hitting them, and the fucking 111 and the 222 and the 1111 and whatever, you know, whatever, however divine masculines are getting hit hard with that, it's going to be something like this. Synchronicity central. Right. Synchronicity central, I like that. Right. What have we got in the... But after the fog clears, the clarity comes. I pulled this for myself when I joined you in here earlier. Oh, what one? Wings of Light card really resonates. Ah, yes. In the conscious mind, we have... Oh, woo, it's jumping out, Divine Feminine. You are so done with... Please, this is exactly what I've been channeling. You are like literally with the free recorded readings that I've done back to back earlier. And this is why I really wanted to come on tonight and see if it was the same, and it totally is. And this is where I'm at as well. And this is where all of you are. You're just like, this is my fuck this card. This is like, fuck this, right? And I know how this is going to go. I don't know if they'll be mirroring, but because you're like, fuck this, I'm not putting up with anything less than I deserve. And that even means being a bit brutal about, even if it's somebody I like and I respect and I've got a lot of time for it, but it's well, actually not got a lot of time for it, because what I'm about to say won't make sense for that. But it doesn't need to be someone you necessarily don't like. It's just there's not enough time in the day to have all the time in the world for everyone. So it's you're walking away from things that don't light you up. Like you're not investing in kind of half-arsed kind of connections. You know, you want true, authentic, genuine connection. And this is funny because I've been like criticized for this, either behind my back or to my face. People have said it about that. Like I've said this before, but I've always had people commenting on, you know, being too fussy when it comes to guys, or, you know, being too sensitive, or being too, you know, to this, to that. And it's kind of like, fucking keep your unsolicited advice to yourself, right? That's what I'll feel on that one. For anyone else that gets that, that's what you say to people like that. But it's also, the more I kind of feel in it was just I was being really, really true to myself, and people didn't like it. It triggered them. It still does. You know, that I just really knew my own heart very, very well. And of course, it made more sense when I was activated to realizing I was not only a twin flame, but a twin flame master healer, which is what my guides have shared with me that I am, because of having many different skills to heal the twin flames in different ways. It's like, you know, it makes sense why I felt like that. But it's kind of like when you're able to say, fuck this, I'm moving on. It means you really love yourself. You're not willing to stay in situations that aren't for you in any area of life, whether it's a job, whether it's love. Those of you that do you know, get into soulmate kind of connections, like not with your twin flame. It's just kind of like, you know, it's when you've got the ability to know that someone's been in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and it's time to move on. It's a powerful place to be, because many people like they can't do that. They don't want to do it. And again, like I say, that was me for a long time. I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, or I would be like, oh, that person's not meaning to hurt me. They're vulnerable, so I'll keep helping them time and time again, even though it's hurting you. Think about how many people are you in your life. You're helping them, but they're hurting you, and they know they're hurting you, and they continue to hurt you, but you continue to let them hurt you. That's not right. Like, you need to move on from situation. You need to move on from, if you're in that, you need to move on from that situation to heal and help yourself. But if you love that person, you also need to move on from them so that they can heal and begin to help themselves. That's doing the shadow work. That was a tough message to deliver. But yeah, this is my fuck this card. You can see why. And isn't it funny? I mean, this might be a guy on the beach, but this feels like me. I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I'm off to the beach. That's like anyway, I also pulled teach. And this is again, now this is interesting, because to me, this is divine feminine sharing what they've learned, sharing their wisdom, whatever their talents and gifts are, sharing what it is they've learned. But like I say, for a lot of divine feminines, it can even be sharing about this journey as well. Whether it be like how I am, or whether it just be when you have clients in person, if it comes up, you know, if you recognize, like I always say to clients of mine, if you are a twin flame, but you get other twin flames coming to you and they need help with the love part of it, but you're kind of like helping them with the job or the creative part, and you're actually kind of you keep seeing me, it's probably because you're meant to help them with that part of their life, and then you're meant to send them to me to help them with the love. But again, you'll know, because you'll just keep getting a feeling. And most of you are that psychic anyway. All of you are that psychic. You'll just know. But this is, because I pulled it in reverse, I do feel it's about some people are in the process of needing to do more of that, or needing to do it in a new way because they're becoming something new. So that's quite interesting how that came through. But yes, you're moving on from situations, people, places, things that do not serve you. And I've said that all day in my personal client readings. Now, I didn't do this before, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to put those cards back and see if the same ones come out. That happened when I done it before, so, but I'll just see where's the divine masculines at. If the divine feminine collective that I'm picking up on is saying fuck this shit and moving on from situations that don't serve her or him. I said her quite a lot, but you can be whatever. And they're being encouraged to come out their comfort zone to share more of their gifts. Where's the divine masculine at? Feel all the healing going in the heart chakra. They are absolutely, that came out for a client today. They are focused on sorting their foundations out, their root chakra. And that is absolutely what I've been channeling about already tonight, that there's tower moments, there's having to face where they're unhappy in their life, having to go through the dark night of soul, spiritual awakening, having to, it might be even like money situation. It could be many, there would be some divine masculines and definitely female clients that are mainly divine masculine energy that appear to me. It would be like money issues coming up, but also like issues of not feeling safe and secure. And it might be because you're being pushed out your comfort zone. Like tower moments for you are you're being made to feel uncomfortable so that you do something about it and truly follow the real calling that you're meant to be doing. And again, like I've shared before, that's what I'm doing right now. And I did delay it a while, but I didn't delay it because it might have seemed like I delayed it, and it even felt like it to me that I was delaying it. but it's right on time. But it does seem like it does seem like I am tongue-tied. It does seem like I hung on till the bitter end to come out of my twin flame closet, but I'm fully out and proud now. And the thing is, that's the ironic thing, is I've always known that, and I've said it to people, and but I wasn't ready for it. But I always know that, like, trust me, when you come out and you're fully being yourself, it doesn't happen right away, but when you're fully being yourself and you're owning it, whoever it is your twin flame. They will have to do the same themselves. But this is why root chakra's coming up. It'll be uncomfortable because it means an uprooting in their whole physical life. So it's but again, if you are twin flames and you're a true twin flame, you being your happiest, it eventually will bring that true happiness for the twin. And like I say, it's my belief that if you are a true twin flame, no matter how the craziest situation, even people that are in different countries, I think some kind of magic and miracles are going to come about and manifest that you will be together in divine timing. Just some of you might need to wait a bit longer, but not most of the ones I'm picking up on right now. What else is happening in divine masculine? Now, for some, this will be shit kicking off and it's all just a bit crazy because this is the physical world and it's happening and it's all going on, right? For others, actually, things are quite stable and grounded and they're already building. The tumbling tower tumbled down a while ago and they're building the bricks up. And they've been hermit and they're healing and they're feeling quite good now. Because that's where you are. And again, I've more been saying that like this is a separate twins, but this is your energy too. This is your divine masculine energy too. I mean, I can resonate with what I was saying there too. Right, so what else do we need to know about divine masculine within us, I'll say, and within the connection, whatever one you resonate with more or both. Yeah, look, yep, see? So I'm picking up on like divine masculine collective they've got a new lease of life, new energy. And I'm going to say if that's people that are connected to the soul family on here, it's going to be because this is right about the time that I predicted there would be a lot of twin flame unions happening, or at least communication, because I channeled that journey 3 weeks ago. And this seems to be exactly when people feel energy. And actually somebody did say that to me today. They were like, but it was somebody that I'd already been doing healing with them in a different way. And they're like, oh my God, thanks, that was amazing, right? And they did say that. I'm not just tooting my own horn because it's not me, it's spirit. And I felt amazing because I slept amazing after I channeled it as well. But they'd made the connection that it was because of that karmic journey that new vitality is coming about in the spiritual. Wait a minute, it's this side. It's just see, like that means something. I nearly put it in, oh fuck, I've put that in the wrong place. Yes, because I put it in the wrong place. Some of you, oh, for fuck's sake. What am I doing? Yeah, no, that is there. I did put it in the right place. It just looks wrong on the screen. They've got new energy, but that's happening for a reason. I'm doing that for a reason. It's because the merge is happening. Right, let me see what you're saying. I hate the too sensitive one. Used to really hurt me, made me think there was something wrong with me. Now I know why, and they just don't understand yet. So they're missing out the magic. Exactly, Charlotte. And that's especially for you. Anyone that, because you're a Pisces, and we're about to go into Pisces season, and anyone that's a Pisces moon as well, or Pisces rising, I've had in my time a lot of Pisces moons in my life and still do that I'm close with or have been close with. And it's a very sensitive placement to have because, you know, the moon in Pisces, it's a lot of water. It's very psychic, very intuitive, but it's also very silent. So yeah, Pisces moon in particular, that's why I say I'm always very hermit mode because my Pluto's in the 12th house there. But yeah, it's I always say that being sensitive is a beautiful gift. It's not, it can feel like a curse at times, but it's not. When people say that, it is very hurtful. I've totally agree. I've felt that too. Feeling a lot more comfortable moving into teacher identity, even though I've always done it in my own way. Yes, exactly. You have. And it's like, that's the thing, you don't, like, everybody teaches in a different sort of way. Like even though I'm out on a public platform and doing this right now, I've been teaching about the twin flame journey like for the past 7 years nearly that I've had my page. And it's kind of like it's you know what I mean? And I've got like thousands of people that can back me up on that. I've actually shared with people that they're a twin flame. I've been the first person to say that to them, and then some people have went away and had a lot of success with that as well. So it's because that was a big part of their purpose. It's that's when I was like, shit, man, I'm really like this is a massive part of my purpose. Like I activate the twin flames, and some twin flames have got a huge purpose to be out there on public platforms. And I've shared many times before that I have. That's funny. I mentioned that today, but I have actually been out. I've been on bigger platforms. That's all I'm going to say. I have actually been on bigger platforms before. And it wasn't specifically sharing about the twin flame journey, but I think I did touch on it. But again, I wasn't ready for it. Like, I wasn't ready to kind of be in the more sort of public place like that. I wasn't ready to have that many eyes on me because, like I say, I've not got that many subscribers right now. Although having 246 or 247, how many there is, because my phone's saying one and the other's saying that, like it is an honor. Listen, if I was standing in a hall right now and there was 246 people listening to me, or 247, you've got to think about it like that. I'm honored for every person that subscribes. And equally, if somebody unsubscribes and they're away because I'm not their cup of tea anymore, like, see you later, you're missing out. You know what I mean? But seriously, like, I'm always like, when I get people leaving, I've noticed that whenever people leave, there's always like 4 people extra that come from whoever leaves. And it's just, you know what I mean? You're not on the same page anymore. See you later. Have a nice life. But genuinely, you know what I mean? Wish you well. You're not part of the gang anymore. But again, you are missing out. They're missing out, aren't they? Right. So Big Rain has just started here now. Right. Okay. Sending lots and lots of love. Yes. So family's with you. Right. So yeah, so that's really positive. So it's not always, let's face it, but it's kind of like, it's a bit of a mixture, isn't it? I'm picking up on some divine masculines that are needing the end of the being in the dark, and they're coming to the light, and they've got this new energy, this new vitality. And like I said, it really will be a lot of people that are tuning in here if you watch that journey. But even if you didn't watch the journey, because before I even published it, a lot of people felt a shift in their energy. But you should feel a huge shift. If you wanted there to be a huge shift in your energy, and you wanted to be away from toxic situations that aren't right for you, or karmic situations, whatever it was that's going on, even if it's something that isn't even you deem that serious, like just a habit that you wanted to break, there's new energy coming back there. So, and I know that that's true because my clients have shared that. Right. Where are divine feminines in this collective in the spiritual? Justice. Well, there's a sense, look, in the full moon, there's a sense of justice coming about. There's a sense of balance. And this, oh shit, there's too many cards. I'm going to need to put these away or they'll fall over. There's a sense of justice. I feel peace. Like there's a sense of fairness coming about. And even if a lot of divine feminine, whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't kind of know why, it's like just a feeling that something's being resolved. I don't even know what that means either, guys. I'm just saying what I'm told to say. But I do kind of get it, yeah. I don't need to get it. I just deliver the message. Sometimes I get it after when I watch it back, if I watch it back. Divine masculine in this collective. Answers. Yep. They're looking for answers and they're getting answers. And some of them have got all the answers that they need. And they're coming to tell you that. Some of them still need to find those answers, and some of them are you. Yes, Marie, I've read what you said, and it's totally the case. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of men needing way more support because the divine masculine as a collective, men as a whole, are really opening up to their feminine side. That's coming through big time with all the readings that I've done today as well. And I feel it's coming through tonight. Like they want, it's why I mentioned that book before, the Mask of Masculinity. I read that in my Dark Night of the Soul. I certainly didn't need it for my twin flame journey because he was nowhere to be seen. Still isn't. But it's, you know, all jokes aside, it was because I genuinely am interested in helping men embrace their vulnerability and their feelings. Like, we're all just souls. I'm being guided to hold. Oh yeah, I just read that bit. Right, so let's use a wee bit more of these. I forgot, these cards are beautiful. I forgot about these. Right, so I think that means something when I just said that. These cards are beautiful. I forgot about these. That's definitely what happened with divine masculines. They forgot how beautiful you were. And I don't mean literally. They forgot how beautiful the soul, your soul was, the connection. They forgot for a while. But the justice that's coming about is they're being reminded in a big, big way. Except I'm not one of the people that would say that is like karma and all that. Although in a lot of ways, you know, it is. Well, it is that, isn't it? But I kind of feel like you got to be. I don't like the way some people would say that because it's quite nasty. And I just feel that, again, I say this all the time, but it's because it's true. I really am one of these people that because I get this bird's eye view and because I've had it a very long time, before it was trendy to talk about twin flames, like if you are sort of, you know, if you do kind of go down that route of being like, well, good, now they know how I feel and kind of like nasty about it, you do realize you're being nasty to yourself because your twin flame is your own energy. So just think about that. You know, I think a lot of people miss the mark there. Again, it's not really anybody that's drawn to me in a big way, but there are many people that confuse their energies by watching loads of different people channeling about something. I think you can get very, very mixed up with that. And again, with me saying that, that's because I feel a lot of people that are newly awakened to the journey are doing that. I've seen, like this week alone, I've seen several people talking about twin flames that don't usually. And that is what my guides keep saying to me is, and I've saw other people saying it too that I trust, that it's kind of like the only people that should be channeling about twin flames are true twin flames. And if you're not sure whether you're a true twin flame or not, you really shouldn't be talking about it too much. And if you are, you're actually knowing that you're causing confusion. But again, that's nobody. Well, I was about to say that's nobody on here, but it could be people on here that are spying. You know, if people are. But again, because there's not a huge volume of people on here, can't imagine that be happening yet. But again, you just never know. But it's interesting, right? Let's keep these cards for in the physical. What's happening in the physical for this collective of divine feminines, along with them feeling a sense of justice in the spiritual balance. She's carrying the scales there. Few cards want to come out, compassion, and that's what I just said, and trust, and that's pretty much like what I just said as well. That true divine feminines will be showing up in the physical with a shitload of compassion. But isn't it funny that it is, yeah. No, is it? I was about to say it's a man, but I think do you know what? I quite like that. I'm not sure whether that's a man or a woman. I think it's a woman. Doesn't really matter. It's a soul. I think it's a woman actually. But whatever. True divine feminines, whether you are a woman with divine feminine energy or a man with divine feminine energy, because there are men out there that are divine feminines, like more so than the divine masculine. True divine feminines in the physical right now, at this part of the journey, show up with a lot of compassion for other twin flames. They help twin flames. They don't drive a wedge between them. Lots of twin flame healers do, by the way, because they'll tell you, just forget about him. Go and get a soulmate. They'll soon come running when you're with someone else. Really bad advice. Again, if you are being strongly pulled to someone else and there's a real genuine connection, and again, that can just be lustful too. It can be the devil energy pulling you away from your true love, just saying. But again, if you know what I mean, you got to live your own life. Lots of twin flames will do it. But I kind of see it as falling at the hurdle. That's going to trigger people. But everyone's got a different soul journey. But at this stage in the game, with the collective that I'm picking up on, true divine feminines will show up with a lot of compassion. And if you do follow reputable genuine twin flame healers, you will see, if you're ever on a live chat, a lot of true divine feminine saying, like, I'm proud of you and you can do this and I'm cheering you on. And because in actual fact, your divine masculine is cheering you on as well, and you're cheering them on, even if it's not literal. It's like your souls are, because it's your fucking soul. I can't say it enough. And they're trusting. Divine feminines are trusting in the physical, that whatever is happening, answers will come when they're meant to and not a moment sooner. So they just hold that compassion for themselves, and they hold that compassion for their twin flame, and they hold that compassion for everyone, even the people that throw shade at them. Because that's what a true divine feminine does. It doesn't mean they don't get hurt. It doesn't mean they don't get angry at the injustice, and we pull justice, of being gossiped about or lied about or not given credit where you've helped people, or not being acknowledged, not being valued. And again, I really can feel I'm channeling for the collective of where this has happened to each and every one of us at some point. That's where the compassion comes from. And it's definitely where I come from, because that's where one of my main guides is here to teach people, is about, don't lose that compassion, even when you get hurt. And even when you get hurt on the regular, be the phoenix rising. Right, let's see. I'm going to put those ones back. That was deep. Let's see where divine masculine's at. Marie, I can't even begin to pretend that I know enough about twin flames to even talk about for 2 minutes. Well, you've been listening to me fucking going on about for that long. However, like you said, just so many more people seem to be talking about it. Yes, so many more people are talking about it, but that's where it could just be in the way that when your clients are coming to you and they're mentioning it, like I say, you know enough about it that you can say the stuff that you've heard me regurgitate for years about. Only you know who your true twin flame is. And if somebody's showing up confused as hell, their energy's been fucked with. Do you know what I mean? Like, devil energy's got involved, or karmic energy's got involved, or because twin flames are so popular now, and I hate this, but it's true, you've even got a lot of karmic partners might come across shit like this and try to brainwash your divine masculine, thinking that they're soulmate, they're their soulmate, or they're their twin flame. And some of them will fall for it. That's the thing. Some of them will fall for it because their energies are that tangled for a little while. But then they'll keep pulling them back to you, even if it's a little bit for a little while, and that could happen over a number of years. And there could be a few karmics. There could be a few like people that turn up in the story. The bad romance or the love story, whatever you want to see it as, the true love story. Because it's all tests, and a lot of tests definitely come both twins' ways. Just not everyone entertains it, but some twins do, and that's okay if twins entertain that. Everybody's got needs. People have got sexual needs as well. Some people's are higher than others, but again, it's a heart thing. Twin flames are a heart thing. Yes, you have the burning desire in the sacral chakra, sexual feelings towards them too, because there's a lot of people just talk a load of shit out there. I mean, there's a lot of people talk a load of shit of everything on the internet. People think probably like I'm talking shit, they don't understand what twin flames are. But I don't care, because I know that twin flames are real. Fucking hell, I could name everybody, literally everybody, literally everybody in my life that's nears and dearest knows what I do and has known for years, because it's my literal life. Like, the signs slap me in the face 24/7 about my own journey, and slap the people around me in the face. Like, it's ridiculous, like how constant it has been. But it's that kind of thing of even just reassuring, because they're pulling me back to what you said, but even just reassuring someone, Marie, that when we're talking about you specifically, there's people coming, even just reassuring someone that they're not crazy, and just coming from your perspective, you know this, but I feel you need to hear it from spirit, just like that you get where they're coming from, and yeah, just ask them. You're a good listener. Just ask, what is it that you've experienced? And help them untangle their mind, help them untangle their energy, like heal the chakras where they need that. And then that might be enough. That might be enough for that person to get the clarity that they need, the answers that they need, the justice to set their mind straight. So I think even with me going on about that long, I feel you've either had that or you're going to get that. You're going to get someone coming to you about feeling confused about who their twin flame is, or they've seen it, because a lot of people are confused about who their twin flame is. They might not even be a fucking twin flame. Like I said before, you don't really want to be one. If you are one, then fine, you got to fucking deal with it, right? And I can help you. But if you're not one, be happy. But again, how have you found yourself here? I'm joking. I'm not joking. That's who's drawn to me. And if you get a really tough one, Marie, and you feel like you've helped them enough and you've healed their energy and it's more heavy, then spirit will probably be like, send them to Claire. You will know. Right. But, what was I going to go with that? Yeah. So that is what is important. If you're just along with the sacral chakra, sexual pull to your twin flame, because again, it is sacred union, it is sexual union, it is sacred sex, it's spiritual sex. If you've even got that close to your twin flame, some people have not, like I say, not got that close to them. Some people don't even fucking know who their twin flame is. And like I just said, a lot of people aren't even one. But it's linked at the heart as well. It's very much a heart connection. And it's kind of like when I said, like when I was in the pitch dark for 24, was it 24 hours or 40? No, it was 24 hours. And most of the time I wasn't afraid. I was like fucking very impressed with myself. I was just bored. And then I was told when I shared that I was bored that that's a sign of enlightenment. I was like, well, great, my work here is done. I'm just going to ascend. Fuck this shit, guys. I'm away. I've done my work. I'm joking. But it was just a very good sign that, I'd worked through a lot of my trauma if I was bored. Because I'd done lots of the healing for myself and for the people around me. But I said that, the energies, well, actually I didn't say that, but I'm saying it now. The energies that I felt with me all night was my twin flame. Like, absolutely my twin flame's energy with me, and my grandma and my nana. And I was safe. I knew that none of their energies was going to let anything happen to me. That's how real it is. You don't need to have the physical person there. But like I've said before, some people could take that too far. And it's kind of like you get used to living your life without them there. And that's, by the way, that's actually really serious too, because you can, I know many people that have done this, that you've actually grieved them like they've died, which is quite sad, but it's true. I know a lot of people that can't even remember their twin flame's voice or what they look like. Well, it wouldn't be what they look like. I suppose that wouldn't be the case if you know. Well, no, it could be. It depends how long it's been. But yeah, that is a very real thing that people have got. Thank you. Yes, I've had a couple of people mention it. That's for sure. Absolutely. I'll send a few rough cookies to you. Tough, not rough. That's hilarious. Rough, tough. I can handle it all. Right, my lovely. Thank you so much for this evening, but I need to rest my eyes now. Sending lots of love to you. Thank you. Yes, I'm sending lots of love your way as well. We're all sending lots of love. I don't want to say stay safe because I don't like how that's used elsewhere in the world, but our love is keeping you safe. Right. So why did I take them both away from there? Oh, I'm just taking them away now, actually. I've kind of lost where I was at with that now. Yeah, I've lost it. I'm just going to, if I've repeated it, it's need to be repeated again. Where's the divine masculine at? Beauty. Oh, that's interesting. That's like what I said earlier. I did do this, but I'm doing it again. And just, oh yeah, that's why I was meant to do that. So in their physical world, but I'm sure I already done this, but I can't remember. I don't know if you might not remember either, but they're really paying attention to what is beauty in their world. And I'm not just talking about physical beauty. I'm like, what is beautiful to me? And for some of you, this is you, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. It's like, what is beauty to me? What is beautiful? And that's what Mars and Venus right now is doing. Like, what do I value? What do I want to spend my minutes, hours, days, years of my life doing? Being with, talking to. And justice is coming about there. That's what that full moon is guiding people to do. This full moon in the conjunction is very much about karmic, destined, fated relationships. It's going to have a lot to do where people's north nodes are as well. Again, that's why astrology is amazing. You can work out, people can work out a lot of timings of when shit like this was always meant to happen. Look, inspiration and love is on the bottom. And forgiveness and spirit guide. And listen to what I just said. Your twin flame, look, it's got two people in it. Your twin flame is a bit of a spirit guide, a big bit of a spirit guide. And not just the ones that are out here talking about spirit guides and power animals and all that. The ones that aren't are as well. You are to each other anyway. And the forgiveness that goes on in the twin flame journeys really is what all about. If you know about Mary Magdalene and all these other feminine archetypes, definitely, but masculine, Jesus, look, it's all about forgiveness. Actually, yeah, Mary Magdalene and Jesus, all about forgiveness. Isis and Osiris, it's all about forgiveness. I was getting tongue-tied again. There's a lot of not being able to get the words out about the feelings that go on with true twin flames, because there's so much love there. There's so much inspiration when there's enough healing went on, and there's so much love. I've got so much love to give. That's a song I used to have as a ringtone. Interesting. Right. I'm always like, interesting. Right. I'm getting kind of done with this. Right. Let's do some love cards because it's probably all a lot of anyone cares about. That's what a lot of these other people, and again, loads of them are genuine, but loads of them are not. People that are like, where's the divine masculine at today? Like, let's spy on his life. Which, yeah, it can look reconciliation. It kind of is a little bit like that, right? But we're spying on our life and their lives, right? And we don't actually have all the details. Although, let's face it, I can sometimes go in on some pretty scary details. but it's your energy too. So it's technically not spying if it's your energy and it's affecting your life, because it does. Wherever your person's stuck, you're stuck. Wherever you're stuck, you keep them stuck, because you're on a spiritual twin flame journey together. My guys are being funny tonight, but I'm like, what else are you going to say? Right, so I'm putting people to sleep. But that's what I do, relaxing people. I'm falling asleep too, so in case I drop off and my story doesn't wake me again, night, Charlotte. Yeah, I'm going to do the love bit and then I'm going to go. Right, because I actually need a pee, and I've needed for a wee while now, so TMI, but that's me. Right, but you see, the TMI helps people. Too much information helps people. So when you're a Gemini North Node in the 8th house, when I go a bit more like into it, it is going to help people, because that was what was said earlier, and it's what people say to me all the time. So like I've shared many times on these lives, it's actually stopped people from walking away from the love of their life, getting confused. Right, so what do we need to know? Just give us a storyline of someone or something. Yeah, the general collective storyline of this heart-to-heart conversations dropped out. Honestly discuss your feelings for each other. Now that is because that's where this collective of twin flames are at. Now that is either happening, about to happen, or will happen in the coming weeks. And it's a lot to do with the fact that we're in a full moon energy right now. It's a lot to do with this card never fucks off, does it? So it's a lot to do with the fact that exes are no longer an issue, whatever that means, whether it's people, like I said, there's a collective of divine masculines that have been away from ex-partners a while and been healing, but there may have still been issues there. There may have not have been issues as well for a lot of people. Or it might be that there's energy, or for it could be for a lot of people that they've still been with someone and then recently split up or about to, or again, that could have happened with the full moon energy actually. And it could be hearts to hearts with about that with karmic partners that they can't do it anymore, or you can't do it. I know a lot of people that this is going to resonate with. Or again, it can be for a lot of divine feminines or divine masculines that you've got people's energy tied up in your chakras and your sacral chakras. Like, you know, it's wise for, because I'm being guided to really focus and home in stronger at this time with the womb activation and healing that I do with people, because I just went past children as well, and telepathic and forgiving and learning. See, it's the same things that I've just been talking about, and that's actually what I'm talking about right now, divine timing as well. I just went past that. It's important to like actually do some kind of journey, either yourself or, again, I'd advise you to go an energy healer. This is all stuff that I can do, and I can do it distantly or in person. I tend to only do stuff in person if you're already a friend or something. I don't just let anybody in my house. So no offense, but definitely not people like, I don't know. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's going to be, for the majority of yourselves, it's going to be and just like online or distance healing. Basically, it would be wise to sort of journey yourself if you know how to do that, or go to an energy healer to clear the energy at your sacral chakra, especially if you've had any kind of traumatic experiences, like sexual or anything like that. It doesn't need to be traumatic. It can just be like where you've slept with someone you regret it or something, or I don't know, you have a one night stand. I mean, if it was a good night stand, you might not want to clear it. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just fucking went past unrequited love when I said that. An illusion. That's hilarious. Right, anyway, what else do we need to know here about this collective? So heart-to-heart conversations, for the majority of people, I feel heart-to-heart conversations can happen because there's no other people blocking the way. I didn't mean to say that, but Spirit did. It's kind of like, yeah, it's like there's nothing standing in the way. Like, for instance, like it wouldn't be out of integrity for people to talk because it wasn't being disloyal to someone else. But let's face it, I think it is wise to acknowledge it can still hurt karmic partners, because karmic partners aren't evil. people. Some of them are actually, but not all of them are. Like, they're just other people in the story, as I want to say, but it's a story of life. It's a very real story. Some people have got children with karmic partners. Some people just don't have children, but they just have a lot of love for them and they can't leave them because they don't want to hurt them. Actually, that makes sense to a lot of what I said earlier. Whatever it is, it's I feel a lot of energy is being shifted there. And it might be really painful and not so great to begin with, but in the end, all will come right, because passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Because again, this is what I mean, the higher calling, the higher meaning in all of this is twin flames don't get together to cause hurt in people's lives. Twin flames get together to heal the people around them. Calling your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And that is what this collective of twin flames are doing. And it's interesting because I was picking up on a few energies this week with personal recorded readings of even people that are in situations where they are still with a karmic partner and they know that they're a twin flame and that their karmic partner, like, perhaps people that are married and stuff, like, aren't their twin flame, and they've sort of made peace with that, or they feel like they made peace with that. I've even been seeing that coming up, that it's coming in really strong, basically, is what I'm saying, that it's not something even someone that was quite sure about that can deny anymore. So yeah, whatever that means to people. Right, what else do you need to know? And then I'll see clarity's coming in. Take time to think about your situation to gain clarity. And there's always there's overthinking. There's major overthinking that goes on, especially with the collective of divine masculines, because they can go through that feeling crazy, because that's what divine feminines went through as well, whether it was a long time ago or not so long ago, of a lot of them healing family issues as well. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So it might be bad habits you've picked up from parents about people pleasing, not hurting people's feelings perhaps, or anything. Cherish your relationship, but the cherishing the dynamics stronger than any kind of loyalty there, I feel now anyway, with whatever spirit's been helping people with. Oh yeah, anyway, I was just sort of saying that divine feminines, when they first awaken the connection, can question whether they're going nuts or whatever. And try to cut the cords, and then you discover you cannot cut the cords. You can't cut the cords if you're twin flame. Try it. It doesn't work. That's how you know it's your twin flame. It'll probably come in harder. You'll cut the cords with them, and then you'll see their name 10 times more that day, or some sort of synchronicity that reminds you of them. If you cut the cords with someone you think you're a twin flame and their energy fucks off, that's a sign. But I'm going to confuse people here, but this is what I have to help you in a personal session, if this would resonate with you. Sometimes people have been confused with that, and you cut the cords and then they come in stronger. That can also be a karmic partner. It doesn't always mean it's your twin flame. It's because they're angry. You've tried to cut their energy off. So that's where, again, if you want me to be the person that helps you gain clarity with that, and a lot of that will be me listening to you as a therapist to help you come up with your own answer. But yes, in general, I see it's like a golden cord, or it's like many people like the red string of fate. If you know the story behind that, that's twin flames. It's like, there's a red string tied around both people's pinkies, I think it is, or fingers, and it's kind of like no matter where you go, whoever, it's like you're always linked. Right, let's get a wee conversation going, and then I'm going to go because I've been on here for ages. But again, no regrets. Must have needed to be on here to share whatever I'm not watching this one back, though. It was ages. Or if I do, I'll do it later on if I'm bored or something for the weekend. Right, so what does this divine feminine want to say to this collective of divine masculines? or it's a specific situation. I don't think I've done it like that before. The collective of that. Let's see if that ends up right. So if it doesn't tie in like that, it's going to be a specific situation, but it won't just be one people, it'll be a few. Right. The collective of this divine feminines. I want to be more than friends. Well, I think that goes without saying for this collective of divine feminines. We don't always get what we want right away, though, do we? Sometimes we don't get it at all, but that's not the case with this. Not if you're a true twin flame, because like I said, what you seek is seeking you. There's just terrified feelings when it comes to that on both parts. Finding out the truth crushed me. Again, I feel that's about whenever the divine feminine, whether that was if you're someone that's newer to the journey or even a couple of years in, or whenever it first happened to you, finding out that, oh God, shit, I can't escape you. And I'm not sure that you feel the same right now anyway. And this is going to be hell on earth. And I can't stop thinking you. I'm fucked, basically. That's what divine feminines are thinking. I want to be more than friends. This is kind of shit because you're not in the same place. And I can't stop thinking about you. So it looks like divine feminines are right back to the start. So a lot of them are not going to be too happy about that. But they will still be compassionate and happy. It can also be finding out the truth about something else. Like, I do feel a lot of divine masculines. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that's been hidden, I feel. Secrets coming out. Again, there's meddling that's been done by other people with sets of twin flames, but there's also been, there may have been secrets along the way that twin flames don't want each other to find out about for some reason. Right. Divine masculine collective to this divine feminine, and then I am going to go to my bed. I'm afraid to contact you. I can categorically tell you that is 100 per million trillion % spot on. For obvious reasons. It's spot on because of what I've been seeing in the collective, feeling in the collective, sensing, transmuting, because I transmute collective energy as a shaman, especially in my placements and the soul that I am. But it's also what I've been seeing in client sessions. Recorded and live, although it's more recorded that I've been doing, and when I'm channeling in my group. And it's just what I'm saying about it. It's that a lot of divine masculine energies can't really get over how they may have behaved out of the fear of the connection, whatever that means to different people. For some it will have been, they may have exchanged words that weren't very nice, but for some it will have just been like no contact at all. Different for different people. So now they're afraid to come forward, which is what I think I said that earlier. It's like, you can't sort of change that. If that's how somebody feels, you can't sort of do that healing for them. You can only just hold space and send a lot of love. And if you are in a kind of dynamic, I don't know, where you know the same people, I wouldn't count on that though. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't count on people helping. Like, sorry, I'm not being negative. I'm just telling the truth. Like, I know loads of twin flames where there's loads of people in common that could help, and they won't. People be gel, guys. People be gel. Sometimes people are not. I can actually think of people that aren't gel and they would love to, but it's like they may not want to get involved because they wouldn't want to upset you, but a lot of it's jealousy. I bury myself in work to forget you. Yeah, these are the same cards that come out for divine masculines a lot. So whatever it is they do for work, they could just keep themselves really, really busy to ignore these feelings of guilt, or to the fact that they can't stop thinking about you and wondering what that's all about. I know that I crossed the line with you. Yeah, it's making sense, isn't it? Because they know. And again, so that does feel like perhaps I'm picking up on a collective that there was behaviour along the journey that hasn't been right. I mean, there's even blocking and shit that goes on as well. But again, it's like, I know a lot of twin flames where that isn't the case because there's not a need to do that. But sometimes that does happen. Just feel there's one more that wants to come out for this, and then that's a wrap. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. So it's not I can't stop thinking about you, but it's probably a bit worse. They can't sleep. And because they feel you even though you're apart. Boom. Right, okay. Guys, it's bedtime. We'll pull one of these cards and then I'll go. So I'm going to trust and hope and pray that this helped at least one person out there, but I know it's helped more than one person. People on the chat have already shared that it's resonated for them. And like I always say, it will hit you in the heart if the message was for you. And that would be particularly helpful for twin flames that don't know who their twin flame is, but they know there's someone out there that is their twin flame, or other situations, whatever the deal is. Aqua aura, healthy communicate. Wow. I'm not going to pull another one actually. What's in the bottom? Because, okay, we're going to take the one on the top and the bottom because they're very relevant. So to sum everything up that Spirit have wanted to share tonight, and the light code activations and whatever else needed to come through, we've got healthy communication in relationships. And that really nails what's missing in many twin flame dynamics. Heart to heart, oh, there's that phrase again. Heart to heart discussions and clear, assertive communication help you understand and be understood. And remember, the Divine Masculine Collective got misunderstandings. And then there was a clarity card earlier. So there is something about, for the twin flames that are ready for that to happen, because the spiritual merge has happened and all the indicators that that is about to happen very soon. Just make sure if you're the one listening to this, that you take the time to listen. Listen to their side of the story. Listen before you respond. That's hard. That reminds me of, in my counselling training, there was something I always used to quote from Carl Rogers, but it was something along the lines of, before you respond to the speaker, actually check before you react to what they've said, that you've understood what they said. You might need to listen to that again to really take it in, but it's basically, oh God, and I felt, whoa, shit, what's that all about? I've got a pulsating pain in my head. Shit, I think that's overthinking. Maybe people are trying to be like, what does that mean? But what it basically means is, if anybody, but definitely with twin flames, if somebody says something to you that triggers you and you want to react and comment right away, before you do that, and it's really hard though, isn't it? And that's why I say, if like when I used to think about this, like imagine you were drunk, like that would be impossible. But you don't need to be drunk. You could be angry and do it. But it's kind of like, if something really triggers you, check. This goes for anything in life, but just check with a person before you respond. So you might be angry, you might be like, okay, before I lose my shit, can I actually just check? Do you mean, are you telling me this? And then if they say, well, yeah, then if it's something that you need to lose your shit at, go ahead, my friend. I'm only joking. Well, again, you might lose your, but don't, lose your shit in a healthy way. But again, you do you. But but it's kind of like, because a lot of the time you take somebody the wrong way. Let somebody explain themselves. And the same with you, just this is what twin flames would do. Twin flames are ready for that to happen, or twin flames that are already in union. Again, like you say, there's not a whole lot out there, but ask spirit to show you a set of twin flames that respect each other, that are in that blissful union, whatever you want to call it, sacred union, and you'll see that you'll be guided to, and then again, it might take a while, but they're going to be emerging. There's going to be lots of genuine, true twin flames that you'll be able to see in the public eye, and they'll just have a lot of, they'll fancy pants of each other. You'll be able to see that, but they'll have a lot of love and respect for one another. Very shy as well. I mean, a lot of twin flame couples can be very shy with one another. Yeah, I think I can share that. Yeah, I can share that. Yeah, it was once said to me that someone recognized that they were like, I don't know whether that's really, was it pathetic? I was kind of triggered, but anyway, it was kind of like, I don't know whether that's really pathetic or cute as fuck that you behave like that. It wasn't cute as fuck, but something like that. I might be changing it a bit, but it was kind of like, yeah, that's how twin flames are. It's kind of like a bit shy and a bit awkward and can't really share how they're feeling. But again, this is the point, you'll both be feeling the same. And then it's like, rather than talking about feeling the same, you'll just run in different directions, or at least someone will, but usually both people do. Anyway, that kind of nails it. So I'm sure that will help people at that bit of it too. And yeah, just take time for self-care, because all of this is fucking stressful. Twin flame journeys are stressful. When you're not with your twin flame, it's very stressful. But it can also be very calm, peaceful, and loving when you're in union with yourself. And guess what? When you learn to be in that bit most of the time, guess who's going to turn up? But only when you can stay in that place most of the time and not let distractions and people that are being drawn into your magnetic energy, random folk that just want to be around you because you're emitting this healing energy even more than what you already were. When you can protect your energy, do what lights you up, be with who lights you up, that will happen in divine time. And for some people, that's right about now with the Mars and Venus conjunction. Kyanite, I love that crystal. Make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. And why? Because if you want that to come about, if you're not doing that, that won't happen. That goes for both twins. That's why it could seem like an impossible mission, because some people do give up on their twin flames. Not a lot. I would say not. I question whether someone's a true twin flame when they give up on their twin flame, actually. I've watched a lot of people in public do, like, I've watched a lot of YouTubers do that. And then it's kind of like, I wonder if they ever really were one. Jury's out there. But yeah, it's not impossible. It does happen. And it can happen for you if you're willing to put in the work and if you signed up for this journey, which I believe, if you're resonating with every word that I'm saying, that is a lot of you out there. Anyway, that was deep, but I love how it ended. Healthy communication in relationships, make time for self-care. Put yourself first, love yourself unconditionally, fiercely, protect your boundaries. That is going to mean hurting some people's feelings when they want to have your energy, easy access to your energy, and you're like, I'm actually not giving you easy access to my energy because that's my energy and I get to choose where I put my energy and spend my energy. Then these heart-to-heart conversations can come about, because that's what's fated with this conjunction, which we're in for 2 months. But the 2 months will go very fast. So make the most of this energy and use it where you need to create magic in your life. And that's not just with twin flame physical unions. That can be with things that you have to create in the world and healing that you have to put out there. And yep. What lights you up? Look at that when I said it. You're a star seed. What lights you up? Do what lights you up. Do what lights you up. Do what you love. Do what is so much fun that you could sit till 1 a.m. doing. And whoever it is your twin flame will be with you in a jiffy. Maybe a little bit longer than that, guys. Patience is needed on this journey. But for some of you, that will be absolutely true. Right. I love you all loads. And if you need even more of my time than you've already had tonight, then you'll need to book a personal session. Unless you're one of the lucky bastards out there that gets to spend time with me for free. There's not a lot of them in this world. Right. See you later. And that's feminines and masculines, and that's platonic. That doesn't sound right. I just had to clarify. I mean, that really wouldn't be in alignment with anything that I've said, but you just don't know. Some people can take things the wrong way. Right, see you later. Bye. Have a lovely weekend.